Do you want some delicious tacos, maybe some double D's, maybe a mouth hugger burrito?
I do.
Dang quesadilla.
I don't want the sandwich I bought across the street. I want delicious Gringos Locos with locations downtown, Soto, the Milk District, UCF, 2 in the Amway. But I have to thank you, or maybe Crystal, for finding Gringos 20 years ago.
It was a long time ago. Their first location downtown.
You were working downtown, and you said, hey, I went to this place. You got to go to this place and get these double D tacos. They're overstuffed. They got all the stuff on them. They got the Valentina hot sauce. And you got to go. You got to go. And you took me, and I've been there ever since.
Don't sleep on Gringo's Catering either. If you have an event coming up, birthday party, I know, at the end of the summer, NFL draft for fantasy drafts and stuff.
Idea.
And and whatever party you have, getting it catered by Gringos, you can get their employees to come make double D's. They'll just drop off all the ingredients for double D. Big or small, they can do it all. And you also can get.
Excuse me, did you just say big or small? They can do it all. Now we owe $200. We owe $200 because you said that. That's copywritten.
Who by who?
I don't know. I know. He put me on spot. He can't even do yes and anymore. Without saying, is this an actual thing that's happening? Who are we paying?
No, it's huge. Is copywritten. Also,
I just spilled Mountain Dew all over me.
The double gun, David Moss.
The double guns is copywritten.
Anyway,
2 of the buffers they got. Let's get ready to rumble and let's get it on. All right, let's get it on.
You can say anything you want.
I think you're right.
Get some Gringos.
Get a cater for the Super Bowl. You can say Super Bowl for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. The NFL Super Bowl.
Come get us. Super Bowl.
I'm joking. Don't come get us.
Please
you can kill us.
Don't come get us.
Anyway,
Manscaped.
No. This is not for that. GringosLocos.com.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
It is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
On the couch, to make sure the music's going to continue to play. On the couch, you know him as maybe being instrumental to bringing the comedic stylings of David Jolly to Orlando and the world. And you also know him from his own podcast called The Orlando Talk Show with Ross McCoy. It's Ross McCoy.
Gang violence.
Gang violence. Indeed.
I liked your picture from yesterday when you're standing next to Jolly and you just put gang violence. I can imagine other people that don't know that joke being confused.
Yeah.
What? It sounds like...
I'll definitely have to explain it to my aunts.
Yeah, there's some Georgia issues happening.
And as I was posting, I was like, I foresee time in the future when Facebook just straight up takes this down. You can't post anything about fireworks, I'll tell you that.
It does get dicey when you're like even using considered hip lingo or phrasing. They'll just yank it down. That happens to me all the time.
I caught a ban for saying, shoot me that info later.
Really?
It has the phrase "shoot me" in it, and that's no good.
Yeah. You can't. What's the intent? What was he shooting? I'm shooting info.
Can't they program?
No, nothing can be done. You know that. You know that.
BDM Appreciation Week is next week. At the end of BDM Appreciation Week, we do a BDM only party. It's going to be, this one's going to be ridiculous. We have a 30-minute Hawaiian luau presentation that we have professional Hawaiian dancers and fire dancers that are going to put on a show. There's a pool party. Me and Daniel are going to do some games.
Sorry, Jackal was asking me if I needed an explosion of the week song now, and I was like, well, I mean, if you got it, apologies. But yes, back to the luau. It's the first time in a very long time that I can remember you got off your wallet and bought us some entertainment. You used to be addicted to it. Remember Spicy Harp? You found Spicy Harp at a Mexican restaurant, and you brought him to us and to all the BDMs. You used to always
Chinese contortionist.
Yeah, he used to always hire acts.
Master juggler.
And then for a minute, he just got into hiring the Camel Girl, and then it was a Camel Girl only.
Well, that was good enough.
Are we going to have a Camel Girl?
Yes, we are going to have a Camel Girl.
Fire.
I still need a coconut-themed bikini.
It's called a coconut bra. Why can't you say that? He thinks it's inappropriate to ask the dancers about coconut bras. Like, he gets weirded out.
The dancers are fine. They had it on the contract. The Camel Girl, I didn't want to put coconut bra.
Why not?
It sounded creepy.
It doesn't.
If I asked her.
It doesn't. It's a luau. You say, do you have a coconut bra? If you just say it directly, you don't
put it in context.
Yeah, you don't record a voice memo and go like, do you have a coconut? Like, you don't do it that way.
You say it's a Hawaiian theme. Yeah. We would like it, if possible, that you arrive with a coconut bra.
This guy knows.
Well,
maybe you just have
grass skirt and coconut.
Why don't you just have Ross do it? Why don't you pay Ross a small fee to be
harass this woman?
Yeah, to harass the camel.
No. Well, if I was going to pay anything, I'd buy a coconut bra and then be like, "Look what I found! Look what
I found in my pants! Where'd you find it? Look what I found in the trunk of my car!
Like your Link chopping up bushes and something just fell out.
Look what was rolling around in the back of my Ranger."
Also, we've got the ACT 10-year anniversary show coming up on May 31st.
Yes.
Ross is going to be hosting some stand-up comedy before we start our show at 7.
Yes, indeed. With two of my favorites, Vince Taylor, Ken Miller.
Yeah.
We only get the best dudes, and we had to get them early, and I appreciate you facilitating that as well.
Ken's a hard get lately. I'm impressed you guys got Ken.
He really, really is. Yeah, having Ken come out there is like quite the honor for us because I'm a massive fan.
And then Vince basically only does his own stuff. Like I haven't seen him get hired by anybody for a while.
I see him on Afrotainment sometimes.
Huge good guests,
I see him do his own thing. But yeah, we're very lucky to have you and those guys. It's going to be super fun.
Yep, tickets are $10. I believe there's around 50 or less tickets
I think it's
left.
Less than that now.
Half price if you're wearing a coconut bra.
Yes, but bring your own. You have to find it. You have to go, look what I found. Oh, look at this. Look what I found.
Oh, and Tom and Dan Cruise, 2024.com. Still time to book. I believe you could book up until June, so we got a couple more months.
And let me just give you the tea. Let me spill it a little bit. We got Brendan O'Connor on that cruise. We got, I'm assuming that if Brendan's there, then Brenda will be there. Bus Decker's going on that cruise.
What? The bus?
Yeah.
Put a bus on a boat?
The Grill Dogger will be there.
First time ever a bus on a boat.
Cadillac Pat. Everybody's slightly concerned.
You got that big motherfucker hiding treasures all around this boat? Are you serious? Cadillac Pat at sea hiding treasure? You're fucking kidding me.
I didn't want to drop that yet, but you know what?
Of course, when I hear the word Cadillac Pat, the immediate thought is hidden treasure. Immediately.
There will be a hidden treasure hideaway on the boat.
Yeah,
treasure with Cadillac Pat.
This is real life piracy you guys are engaged in. I'm stunned.
You know how many cabins Cadillac's going to sell on his own just for being wacky?
Yeah.
That's 3 cabins right there, buddy.
You should have an option where people can have allow Cadillac Pat access to their cabin first, so they know there's treasure waiting in their cabin.
Oh, personalized treasure?
Yeah.
You know what I'm mad about that Cadillac Pat does is have fun. Because he texts me and my wife about a payphone he just purchased.
Oh, yeah, I got the picture.
And
I got that text as well.
Just by his text, I'm like, this guy has more fun from a payphone.
He was so fucking pumped. He took a picture of it sitting on his island in his kitchen, and he's like, just got to fix a couple things on it. Oh, he's so happy he's going to put it next to his cigarette machine in his living room.
We are going to be the golden period of old guys being able to acquire defunct technology that they wanted when they were kids.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's no... It would have been super cool in 1980 to have a payphone in your kitchen. That would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But now it's
the Wolf of Wall Street.
Well, every
absolutely
kid,
no purpose.
every child that had a rich dad on any sitcom had a payphone in their room, and they rode a train up the stairs to their bedroom.
I was going to say, a train.
They had trains, they had payphones, they had stop signs,
My
they had
version of
stoplights.
that will be when I start riding around in a LeBaron convertible. I wanted one in 1984 so fucking bad.
And I found out that we have a BDM that engineers those little cars that I wanted last time you were in here. Yeah. This guy was making a Stingray Corvette, the exact thing that I want, a tiny little car. They're making them here in town, dude. I'm so close.
Did you know
I'm so close.
There's a semi-pro racing go-kart track down at the ass end of South
I
Orange?
just want to cruise with my dog.
Okay.
And pick up chicks.
So,
well, just it's the essence of
your
that.
wife was just here. She brought you a bagel.
She did bring me a bagel. She did. Yeah, that's how you repay her. I was like, this bagel's great.
So Ross, how was the show last night with David Jolly?
It was really good.
Nice, man.
You should have been there, dude.
Nice.
It was amazing.
He had breakdancing.
Yeah,
you knew that.
I sent Jolly a video of Max breakdancing just because I think Jolly assumed I was lying.
I saw him at one point pick up his phone and say, cracker bullshit. And put it back down. So that explains that.
He was just late going on stage watching a white kid breakdancing.
Super fun audience. A lot of them were there personally to see Jolly. A lot of people from like his past and stuff. And so energized, so fun, great lineup. It was really cool.
That's killer, man. Like, I worry about that though sometimes, like people from your past, you know. It's like you could get like somebody like you know, angry with you or something. You know, I always like that's just me.
Who's that?
No, but that's just me with my.
Like, I hate this motherfucker. I'm gonna go see a stand-up show tonight.
That happens.
Do you want to?
That happens.
Do you want to roll this right into confrontation of the week? Or is it too early for that? Or
no, shit. Or did I nail it? Because dude, that you don't understand. Like. Hate watching somebody, but it's a thing, man. Or like being jealous, so jealous that you
paid for tickets that goes to that person who gave the money.
Yeah, so you can go there. So you can go there and tell that person at one of their finest moments that you still fucking hate them.
You're actually going to confront the person.
I wasn't going to, not in my analogy. But what I was like saying is that like with my anxiety, I like when you just had that setup about like, oh, Jolly, people from his past that came out and all these friends. Anytime I've ever done that, like I did a show one time with the morning show we did where we came back to DeLand, which is my hometown, and it made me nervous because I was like, not that I think I'm any better, not that I have any outstanding like wars with anybody. I don't. It's just because as an anxiety person, well, maybe one person.
There's a lot of wars.
Put that stuff aside. In addition to that,
maybe one.
There's got to be dozens of wars.
It's not dozens.
I can think of a couple.
It's one hand.
I can keep a couple wars.
He got you up to 5 from 2. Though,
I think he did, but I think it's 2. And even that 2, I think one of them's wavering. I think it's a 1. I think it's a hard 1.
What about the rotten teeth guy?
Okay, hold it a second. People that I don't know that I have obliterated with insults do not count as relationships that of people that hate me. That guy doesn't hate me. That shows your dysfunction in thinking that what I said to that guy matters enough for him to still carry it to this day.
No, not that guy. Different rotten teeth. There's a lot of rotten teeth.
That guy's dead.
No, the guy. I'll tell you the break.
Oh my God, there's so many rotten teeth people that people don't know this, but I piss off a lot of people with bad dental hygiene. I make them real mad.
So, do you want your confrontation?
Yeah, do you want to go in? Okay, let me get the song. Hold on. I wasn't prepared for that one. Yeah.
If you want to just play the new Explosion of the Week song, just so we can showcase the Jackal's
I don't
work,
know. He's got to send it over. He's got to send it. Let me see if he gave it to me. I mean, hell yeah, I'll.
It won't really fit, but we'll see what the Jackal's been up to.
A confrontation's kind of like an explosion. Explosion of anger.
This is.
Here we go.
Kind of a simmery one, but
let's get into it. One of the greatest pieces of music that we've ever aired on this show. My favorite.
Ross! What do you mean? You need to see ID. No, I won't get my wife. You'll deal with me. Ross's confrontations.
It needs like pyro firing off her. I love that song.
So, seemingly...
brought to you by the Orlando Funny Bone. Don't call it the Improv like I did on stage last night. It's the Orlando Funny Bone.
Yeah,
but then Dana real quick corrected to calling it the Funny Bone Improv, so it was all good.
It's the fun prov.
Now, before you start, I imagine because you're hosting, like I'm familiar with the Funny Bone setup. There's a green room, and I've been back to the green room a couple times. And the
next time you're in there, you'll be surprised to note that they made it somehow shorter by 2 feet.
Oh, really?
They rearranged the wall, and it's just like I don't know.
So less stage?
No. The green room is smaller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they took out a wall of the green room and pushed it back. So it's like, and they painted.
Well, Funny Bone is more letters than Improv.
They had to widen it.
They had to accommodate.
You know what always bothered me, and this is, again, not a diss, the Improv sign behind the comics from people hitting their mic on it.
Dented.
Had so many dents in it that every time, as an OCD, weirdo, anxiety person, when I walked in there, I'd be like, I can't watch this show now.
It would
That's
always,
how weird I am.
Going on stage, it would catch your eye, too, because it had a weird glint in the spotlights. It just was always weird walking up being like, what animal?
Well, I just would figure you would be in the green room until the show started. Like you would have little interaction with the audience, like outside of being on stage. But
God, if only that were so. No, yeah, I got there pretty early, all things considered. 6 o'clock doors, 7 o'clock showtime. So I got there like I'm gonna say like 6:15ish, and then had my wife and Bart Merrick with me. And then had to, like, I walk right up and I'm like, hey, I'm hosting tonight. So now I'm covered in, like, the pheromone that lets me, like, pass in and out innocently.
All right.
And it's all good. But those two, I'm like, and here's my plus ones. There's a whole rigmarole of a process, you know? Like, it's a whole thing you got to go through to get them in. So, like, it was a while before I got them through TSA security or whatever and into the room. And so, you know, checking in with Jolly, a little bit on the late side, and boy, howdy, everyone wanted to talk to Jolly, you know, like, so it was hard to sit down and, like, go over the scheduling of it all, you know, at first.
Yeah, and you're one to, like, dial in beats, and, like, I want to make sure we got...
I had my list. I had my presumed set times for everybody. I had what I thought he wanted to do time-wise, but, you know, there were some final changes to the lineup. You know, he had some different ideas about times and stuff, so we needed to coordinate all that. Trying to get to it, then another comic shows up a little bit on the late side. I won't name any names, but you might know his hit song "Beat That Pussy Down." And,
he was like weird,
just the hair. Before showtime, but the hair on the side, like this, and had to help him run his guests through this exact same rigmarole of like TSA clearance, security, you know, and so. By the time I got to Jolly in the green room, he's sitting down like with his notes in his hand. It's like 10 minutes to 7.
All right.
Right?
Okay.
So, like, and there's a little bit of leeway in there, but, man, the Improv, there's a lot of people on the payroll, and they like to keep a tight ship, so I know we're starting, like, if not at 7, real close to 7.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Jolly's sitting there. He's kind of like, he's got his paperwork, he's got a pen in hand, and he's got his box of T-shirts in front of him, and there's this dude just, like, talking to him. And it's the kind of talking, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but like my wife will be on a phone call and everybody will like, okay, great, that's good, thanks, okay, great. And then my wife will be like, oh, by the way, did that new driveway come out good? Like everybody's wrapping it up and like, and then somebody jumps in with a new point of contact to start the conversation like all over again. And in the space of like, from like, you know, 6:50 to 6:55, this guy does this to Jolly like 3 or 4 times, you know, like,
oh man.
And so I'm doing stuff like, I'm like standing there, I'm kind of like tapping my pen to paper, you know, like I'm doing a little bit of eclipsing. You guys see the eclipse the other day? I'm kind of like trying to put myself between Jolly and the guy a little bit, you know, like I'm working my way to like try to break the sight line. Maybe it's a sight line thing, I don't know.
And the only thing me and Jolly do have in common is our like, you know, our want to be
you'll
nice
just keep talking,
to people and not.
He said that to me before. He said he has the same thing you have.
Yeah.
He has actually said he has the same thing you have.
No, every time there's like a wrap up and then a reintroduction, Jolly is back fully engaged in the conversation. Like he is like just as involved in the conversation as this guy. It's and so I guess I think the guy's like, oh, there's your T-shirts, and Jolly's like, yeah, what do you need? And the guy's like, yeah, you got like a 3X. So Jolly's like rooting through, but he's like, I know I got a 3X in here, but you know, it's kind of hard for me to find it right now. I'll get it to you in the lobby after the show. How about that? And the guy's like, cool. And I go, That's why I jump in. And I'm like, you know what, sir? I'll personally go through that box as soon as we get rolling here, and I'll get that shirt out for you, and I'll make sure we get it for you. But we really got to get the show started now, because at this point, the DJ has come down, and the DJ's like, the DJ's standing there doing the exact same shit I am. He's tapping his fucking pen on the paper, and he's like kind of trying to edge into the guy. And so I know it's like, and we're like, it's edging to 7, and I'm like, man, it's almost 7. We got a 7 p.m. showtime, and the guy is not like upset, but I would say maybe miffed. You know, like miffed, like just the slightest little bit of like, oh,
this show's about me.
I mean, that's what everybody does, right? Isn't that what they call main character syndrome or whatever it is, where like, you're doing it and you have like no regard for anything else that's even going around you other than what your mission is?
How about this? He's just so engaged in conversation with Jolly and so enjoying it. Maybe he hasn't seen him in a while, and he's just so, anybody interrupting that conversation is going to miff him a little bit, right? And
I mean, I guess.
And for some reason, the room like really tightens up. Like there's comics like sitting there, Jolly, everybody kind of like freezes up, and I'm like, what did I do? And Jolly goes, that's Cam Patterson's dad, right? And I'm like, oh no, I had no idea. And so everybody kind of stiffened up a little bit. And there had been like some talk of like the tour, when the tour is coming through and stuff like that. So I had him kind of like pegged as like maybe a club owner or something.
Right.
And so yeah, Cam Patterson's dad. And then I go, and I kind of like take a breath and I go, oh hey, the next time you see Cam, I go, oh, you're Cam's dad? And he goes, yeah. And I go, do me a favor. And like the room tightens up even more.
Yeah,
because,
you're tightening me up a little bit. Yeah.
Because what do you think is about to happen?
I mean, like, I don't know, but I mean, you could make
I gotta guess.
Yeah, you want to go first?
Yeah. You say something dickheadish. I'm sorry.
You took my guess.
All the comics in the room, I know how they think, and I know what they're thinking, and I know they think I'm about to tell him, yeah, tell Cam the next time he's in town, I'd love to host for him. I'm about to hit up. I've just pissed off Cam's dad. And now I'm about to hit him up for hosting.
That's called the coulier.
I like that. I fully support that. I fully support the coulier.
In the most awkward moment.
Yeah.
They think I'm about to
Because you got him on the ropes.
The full coulier.
He's looking for the 3X. He
Cam
got him on the ropes.
Dad. And I go, no. So I go, hey, can you do me a favor? And I reach into my pocket and I go, can you touch my rock just for good luck?
Okay, now you're a weird white guy.
You guys don't know Cam. You haven't seen Cam in a while.
No.
Cam's whole thing is that he likes rocks.
Oh, okay.
And this is the Cam Patterson's signature rock.
It's
the official Kill Tony merch.
Oh, we didn't know that.
And I had the fucking Cam Patterson rock on me.
You saved it.
And I got Cam's dad to touch it, and it was a totally different situation.
But you saved it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's like you pissed off the Weeknd, but you happen to turn around and you're wearing his shirt.
And exactly. Or I got like an EXO tattoo on my bicep or something,
exactly.
and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, cool.
I get it. Did your life flash between? Like, did you freak out? Were you like in a moment? Because I always do that.
My thing is that nobody books me anyway, so I don't give a shit about shit. I don't give a fuck about nothing. It just happened to be I had the fucking Cam Patterson rock on me, and I was like, oh, that'd be a good way to diffuse this situation, and it worked. But it just was a coincidence.
So,
and then I hosted the fuck out of that show, dude. I'm so good at that. It's fucking amazing.
And the crowd was good. Nobody was like
so good. I went immediately.
I worried a little bit about that because when it is a homecoming show, you get the guys that want to come to the show and then start yelling out like "Remember me," or like let's say they had like a catchphrase back in the day, and you yell "Mammy fucks" or whatever you yell at.
There was one guy that talked through the whole show, and I won't name him, but you might know his album, "The Magnificent Asshole." But it's fine. It's all good. The crowd was fucking amazing. My opener was This Side Gang, That Side Violence, and they were all in on it, dude. They were like all about it. Everybody knew what was up. You guys are spoiled. You get it like every show, hometown crowd type of situation. But for comics, man, it is like. It's like being at the Olympics or something. It's like playing at the highest level. It's amazing. It's so much fun.
So I got a dad question to ask.
Is it about Cam's dad? Because I'm not.
Not good with dads. That guy.
It turns out.
So how bad is inappropriate audio for your kids? Compared to visual.
I'm just now dipping my toe into that.
Okay, so because I weigh visual way more than audio.
I think I do too.
I feel like audio, like, it was just words, and even if there's like graphic words and explanations in.
What would you consider a graphic word or explanation?
So I may have bumbled my son's innocence away.
Wow.
You signed your kids up for Bumble? Huge mistake.
And
you want to get them on Grindr?
Yeah, you got to ease them in. Have it start with a Facebook account.
and I'm doing it slowly.
Christian Mingle, maybe,
And
For farmers.
Farmers only. Yeah, I was thinking
Farmers
they're probably good at that. Yeah.
So, recently, first,
Did you notice that the two most married guys knew the most like dating websites? Is that a bad
I was
sign?
going to go Ashley Madison, but I thought it would be like too hard.
So recently we showed Tommy and Max Tribute by Tenacious D, and they liked it a lot.
Okay, see, I approve of that. I do like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Pretend that somebody listening never gave a shit about Tenacious D and explain the raunchy bits of that to us.
Okay, see, that's not that raunchy.
Yeah, I don't think Tribute's more of a song about their love for, like, a band as great as, like, a Led Zeppelin or Stairway to Heaven, and, like, them making their own version of that, proclaiming themselves the greatest band in the world.
Do they get into, like, devil stuff at all? Was there
the devil's there in the road.
Devil's there.
They get into it like
That
Charlie
don't-
Daniels
listen.
style. Charlie Daniels style.
The devil, that's my sons are way past. I showed them the devil at 3.
Yeah.
And they
Charlie Daniels level devil, right?
They say motherfucker, it was fine. The curse words don't matter at this point. My sons have listened to many songs of curse words. Cursing doesn't matter anymore.
Gotcha.
They love it. And they play songs openly with cursing.
I honestly wish Maisie loved it. She does not.
And then I got great joy in the fact that they liked Tenacious D. And then I started explaining, because they recently watched all the Kung Fu Panda movies. They enjoyed those. And I was like, that Jack Black, he's part of Tenacious D. Yep. I was like telling him, like, Kung Fu Panda.
Dan, is this the first time
singing this?
I can't get over Kung Fu.
Is this the first time that's come up? Because I can't believe I've never noticed
you
before.
watch out, boy. My boy's going to Kung Fu.
Kung Fu, yeah.
Kung Fu the shit out of you. You are a hillbilly.
Is that a
You're
Hong
a fucking hillbilly.
Is that a Hong Kong Fu?
Shit, we're running late for our Kung Fu lesson. Jump in the truck, boy. I gotta run you down there. Oh, goddamn. Which strip mall's this Kung Fu place in? I gotta take you in there, get your lesson. Oh, shit, we forgot your belt. I gotta turn around, run in there, get your Kung Fu belt.
Get me another beer. I'm watching Kung Fu movies.
Grab a beer when you're in there and you get your belt. Bring it out there. I'll drive you up for your Kung Fu lesson. Kung Fu. That's a new character. That's a new character I'm working on. It's called Hillbilly is Late for Kung Fu.
Kong, same shit.
It's the only martial art you learn from a monkey.
The big chop.
So anyway, we've been driving around. I'll put on Tribute. We'll all sing it.
I like that. You're bonding. You're bonding.
Yeah, and then,
Is Max really belting it out?
Well, like Tommy likes it more than Max.
See, you got my kid.
What do you?
I should have the fucking Tenacious D singing, motherfuckers. Like, this is not fair.
I want the work one.
I don't want the work one. I want the Tenacious D goofballs.
Wake up at 5 in the morning, work.
That's what Maisie does.
Your trophies work.
Sorry.
Anyway,
okay, back to your story.
My sons hate work. They tell me they hate work, being hot.
They like video games.
Anyway,
and all I want to do is watch cartoons.
You guys are like one lightning strike away from a body swap.
I know. We pee in the same fountain. We're going to get what we want.
So anyway,
damn it.
Like I've been playing this while we drive around.
I love it.
And then yesterday I was playing, Tenacious D. Just that and Wonder Boy is really the only two.
I think I know where you went.
The only two songs that they could hear because they get real bad. And like,
a lot of devil to it.
Yeah.
Not the devil.
There's skits about cock push-ups.
So, okay.
What's their background with goof rock? Do they have a foundation in like Weird Al at all, or is this their first exposure to goof rock?
Tom took them straight to
goes straight to cock push-ups. Sometimes you got to fuck them hard. There's no part of that song that is good for my sons to hear.
Do you know what? They're still young enough, though. You can go back to, like, just start a, like, I'm assuming you have Pandora like an animal. Start a Weird Al channel on your Pandora and, like, listen to what comes up on there.
Yeah. No, I know.
Get some.
I don't know how to do any of that, Ross.
You'll probably get some Ray Stevens in there.
Boy, it's been so long since I've I've had to like I've went Spotify so long ago. But yeah, we like the Pandora station. It kicks up some like it'll kick up like a raunchy stand up bit every once in a while, but you just skip and then you get like cartoon themes and stuff like that, and then just goof rock.
So were they just doing this on their own?
No. This happened this morning when I was taking him to school. So I, do the whole morning routine, whatever. I take their backpacks into my truck because they're all heavy.
They don't carry their own backpacks, which is insane to me, dude.
They will.
Maisie
but,
carries a goddamn Marine's rucksack with 2 jumbo water bottles on the side of it. And
It's
if
my
I
own
carry
fault.
it, she's like, give me that. She's like, don't touch my shit.
So, I take their backpacks in there, whatever, leave the doors open for them.
What?
And then anyway, so
Are you a dad or a chauffeur?
Your egg sandwich, sir.
Do they make you put on a little hat when they wake up?
Well, it's the way I was raised. I was raised soft, and I'm doing it to my son.
Soft life.
And so anyway, they get in the car, and then I remember I'm like, oh shit, I have to.
Oh, you're kung fu bound. Shit.
And then I forgot my bike because I got a bike today after the show, and I got a bike and swim.
Well, make them get the bike. You did everything else.
So I'm like, I turn on the car so they have AC, and then I get
this all checks out, by the way. 1,000,000%. Of course you.
And
do.
then I run back inside to get the bike to go and put on the goddamn
You
bike
gotta take it
rack
off
in
the
my
trainer.
truck.
You gotta take it off the trainer.
Take it off the trainer. So I'm in there.
And the porn video you were watching earlier is playing the Bluetooth the whole
Just
time.
blasting in your cup holder.
Believe me, that's almost happened. It's happened. Luckily, my volume was down, but it showed up on the
You can see it. It says X videos. Yeah, big.
Max is like, what is gold? Anyway, so I'm in there taking the bike off the trainer. I take it off. I'm behind my truck now, putting the bike on my bike rack.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what the fuck is that? I hear kielbasa sausage. And then I'm like, oh shit, because when I turned on my car, it immediately just
Your butt cheeks is warm.
started playing the last thing when I turned off my car, which was Tenacious D. And
you need lubrication, honey. My kielbasa sausage.
And then I immediately like, oh shit, and I run over there, open the door, and then turn down the volume. And then I look back at my sons, and they're both sitting there with their eyes wide, and then
they know what a kielbasa sauce is. That's easy to put together.
And then I'm like, how long has this been playing?
Did you ask them that? And you act mad? You gotta act mad.
And then
You could look at the display and it would tell you how many
didn't have
minutes
his
the
glasses.
song is.
cock push-ups may or may not have played.
Oh, it's a short one. It's a little one.
Yeah, it's a skit.
Yeah,
and
they're
then,
small.
And then I got in my truck, and then we drove to school silently. and then
They always drive to school silently.
And then I'm like,
Daddy, how could a chicken do push-ups? They don't have arms.
Yeah.
And I'm scared that the way my brain works and my bumbling is going to slowly but surely expose them to worse and
Why
worse
didn't
things.
you have a conversation with them about it?
Well, I didn't know what to say, and I also didn't
You can say it
want.
was jokes, and it might help it. I think. I mean, I would.
Did you guys hear anything you have questions about?
Yeah, I say a lot of things, and I tell May, I'll go like, "There's a joke." I jokes are for everything. I throw everything as jokes.
Yeah.
Because it fixes it. It's like if they know that kielbasa sausage is a ding dong, it's jokes. Like hey, you just for truck time. Just in the truck.
If you know they heard it and you don't say anything, they're just imagining everything, and their little imaginations.
I'm with Ross on this.
Are like so fertile. They could go places you don't even fucking know.
Yeah, they may be worried. They may be worried about their own sausages.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. But again, I will bumble the conversation into a place where I get
you
stuck.
Can't tell Crystal. You can't tell Crystal.
Oh no.
You can't tell her you've been having uncensored, tenacious drives.
Yeah. So,
but then there's something to be said for like there's parts that they just won't understand what they don't understand. You know, like I
noticed that with Maisie, it goes right over her head, and like she knows the classic. She knows F word. She knows.
Yeah. And in audio.
I'll give you one that I did.
You could be exposed to bad audio, and that's way better.
Over violence and pornography?
Or just like the visual, and the audio is way, like, you're just, you're hearing words, or
or
that bad.
Is it worse? Because I remember my dad was a big Frank Zappa fan, and there's this song called Titties and Beer.
Oh, yeah.
And it's about titties and beer, and guess who makes an appearance? The devil. And
he's always in the best devil.
The devil's the least of my cock push-ups.
Who do you think invented cock push-ups?
And then he describes it. He's like, it's a boner pushes
that's my
you
point.
up.
So, like, the more descriptive it is as audio, kind of, again, their little heads, they're just making all the pictures in their heads.
I remember the first piece of audio, disgusting audio I heard.
What was it?
It was a rap CD. I couldn't tell you the name of the rap artist, but it was a girl getting fucked. Like one of those.
It wasn't Duck Job?
No, it wasn't Duck Job, but it was in some. I remember the first time I heard it, I remember being like, well, that's cool. I don't think I hated it. I remember thinking,
did you know what it was?
Oh, yeah. I was like, they're fucking. I remember like.
Oh, okay. If you knew that,
I was
then
older.
you're
I was older.
Oh, okay.
No. But think about that. That wasn't a thing when I was like 9. I don't believe there were any artists putting out music, maybe underground. But like the first time I heard it, I'm trying to go with what Ross is saying about could it be worse, right? That's the question.
To hear it.
I think it could be, because when the first time I heard that, now granted, that's not what you heard. That was just a song. But this, I remember feeling a little like, are they really doing this? I didn't.
Is this real?
Yeah, what is that?
Well, this is worse parenting. So, and not with me, but with Tori Spelling. Have you heard about this, Ross? So
I don't even understand this.
Me neither. And also, why did she say this in a podcast?
Because her dad is, like, I think on record as being great, right?
The Tori Spelling's dad?
Yeah. Isn't he the one that created like 90210 and put her on in all the shows? And
Yeah. She's a reason she's rich, I think.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
and was on a TV show because, like, frankly, she's not a TV star by any definition.
So the story that came out, and Daniel told me about this, and I read it, and I still don't understand why she has to do this. But the headline was, Tori Spelling can't poop unless her 9-year-old watches her. And
I was concerned about, I was like, okay, that's a thing. So I loaded up the story. And then in the story, I think it said she hasn't, for the last 18 years, she's never had a bowel movement that wasn't connected to a member of her family or another person that was in the room with her.
Yes.
That's right?
Yes.
18 years
and
of shitting with somebody else in the room.
And apparently it used to be her husband. Like, she started...
Dean McDermott?
She started pooping with her husband in the room, and then she never could poop without her husband being there in the room with her. And then she got divorced or whatever. So now she substitutes the husband with her 9-year-old because she can't poop now without having someone standing or looking at her. Oh. And I was like, what the fuck is that?
Are they looking at her, or are they just in the room?
I guess they're, I'd
have to try it once. I'd have to be like, let me do it with you to see, do I talk to you? Do I just have to, do I hold your hand? Do I look into your eyes?
Have they taken that kid yet? They have to take that kid.
It's weird, right?
Why did she
Maisie watched me at the Current.
Yeah,
like, but that's because it was a one-holer, and I was about to shit my pants, and it had to happen.
No, yeah, everybody.
That was an emergency, and she was laughing.
And how old? How old was she?
Oh, it was like a month ago.
Like, I don't care. Like,
she's 9.
She could have sat outside by herself.
She's 8. She's 8.
Listen, I don't.
She just laughed at it because it was all diarrhea.
Like, if my sons are in the room, I'll shit with. Like, there would be no reason to. But if there was a poor, like,
you've shit with your boys have come in and seen you shit, right?
Well, not now as much. Like,
if the door's shut, they don't just crank the door open and start talking to you like Maisie does?
Sometimes that happens. My sons are usually, they keep to themselves. They're quiet. I don't even know who's in the house. Most of the time, I'm like, hello, who's there?
In the tiny wastebasket next to the toilet.
They are not talkers.
Oh,
they
God.
are
Maisie
quiet.
opens the door. She's like, I brought the dog to you. What are you doing today? Where's dance? What time's my dance tonight? What are we having for dinner?
I would rather super glue a cork up my asshole and then eat SpaghettiOs until I die like in 7 than live life like this. There's no fucking way.
No. They have to push you down and kick your belly, which is wait, that's not part of you now are being violent. Like the whole point of gluttony is you eat yourself until your stomach explodes. You don't just push them down, start kicking them. That's what happened. What the fuck? Anyway, so yeah.
What happens if she doesn't? Okay, so like, let's say her kid's at camp. Nobody else is around for a month.
Zoom.
What happens?
You got to get on Zoom.
Well, also,
it's not available. Let's say she's been arrested. She's in solitary confinement. She's still eating. No contact with anybody, much less somebody watching her shit. What happens?
I don't know if she has a plan for that.
But
this is a lie then, right?
There's physics involved. How long until she keeps putting food in? Says, I can't go until it just all goes bloom.
Oh, and eventually.
You have no choice.
You can, but also.
That's how I like to go, by the way. I like to just keep filling myself until my body just can't take it anymore.
As a guy who just had a colonoscopy, there's stuff you can take that'll make it happen no matter who's watching you or not. It doesn't matter if you're in front of the goddamn Super Bowl or nobody. It'll happen.
Also, it's funny that obviously she said this on some podcast, and then and we've seen this with the Bob Saget thing. Then TMZ reports it, then every other fucking
Bob Saget couldn't take a shit without holding his wife's hand.
And then so you see all these other entertainment news sources.
Bob Saget died from not shitting while having somebody in the bathroom at the Orlando hotel.
Why?
I heard that.
Did Tori Spelling shit Bob Saget to death? Click the link to find out.
Why didn't someone tell her, don't mention this to anybody?
How did this? That's the bigger story to me. How did it?
Right.
I don't care about you shitting, whatever. How did it get to a point where TMZ was like, "Hey, I got a hot tip that Tori Spelling can't shit unless somebody's in the room with her, and she hasn't done it for 18 years."
If Daniel,
that's crazy.
And it makes me realize that a lot of people do crazy ass shit out there.
I don't.
There's something.
No, I'm boring motherfucker.
There's got to be something.
No.
Well, driving to the doctor the day before to see the parking space.
Only if I'm really scared about that.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
I mean, I guess, but I don't put it anywhere near having to have you in the room with me while I'm shitting. I mean, I just get anxiety and I want a smooth morning. And I don't want to have to leave early. I like just,
It's called a run through. It's called pre-plan.
Yeah, it's just my anxiety. But I get what you're saying. Yes, that is a little crazy.
Yeah, the pooping with your I understand having your kids in the room and doing it, but needing them to be in the room,
it's a
or any
problem.
Human is a bizarre, and
you should shit alone.
It means that you are
should
not
be able to shit under any circumstance. As a well-adjusted human, you should be able to shit.
I can shit right now in front of everybody in here.
I can only shit in front of
Ross.
I can only shit in front of a full orchestra playing a Sousa March in December.
I can even do graphic shit. I can even do the graphic shit. Like if somebody came in, if a crazy person came in here and said, the only way I'm letting you out of this scenario is if you shit on Tom's head. I was
classic shit or die.
I can do it.
No, but that's closer to spelling because most people want to be alone and have nobody watching.
I do want to be alone.
So, but the fact that you could have someone watching and not bother you is closer to spelling than us. I can't have someone watching me.
Are there degrees to it? That. She needs the minimum one kid in there. Now, if we put her in front of the Hollywood Bowl and it's sold out, could she have a mega shit? If there was more attention directed at her.
Right.
Could
the amount of people increase.
Yeah.
Then there's diminishing returns.
At a certain point.
Yeah, I feel like she'd 9 people. And she'd get a big beer can.
What about 12? Let's get her shitting in front of a jury and then let's see what's up.
You get a jury of 12 of your peers.
Remember the virus guy, old McAfee or whatever?
Yeah. Well, he would cut a hole in a hammock. And then he would lay under it, and then he would have the lady in the hammock shit on his face.
Yeah. Prostitute shit on his face.
Why not have why prostitutes?
Who else is going to pay for that?
I can't imagine that a prostitute's diet is, that's a lot of fast food on your face. I'd rather have somebody that has a well-balanced.
Probably pay for them to eat some guac and Jello beforehand.
Do you get to pick what they
Probably.
It's in Belize, so I feel like there's some tropical diet.
It's all fruit. It's all fruit, a lot of fiber.
There's one vegan burrito stand.
Bananas in here. I'm not into any of that. You said you tried to allude. This guy's been trying to assassinate my character.
No.
That's been the whole vehicle of this entire show. It's just been him trying to assassinate my character. You tried to make me a Tori Spelling, like I have to have Andrea Shit in there with me, and I don't. She does. She opens the door and has full-blown conversations to me while she's farting. My wife, every morning, my wife farts ginormous mega whale farts.
It's my favorite Sugar Ray song.
Yeah.
Are we getting to the part about McAfee where he did my favorite thing, which is he tweeted, "If I kill myself, they did it," and then he killed himself. And people fell for it. People ate it up, dude. People are still talking about it.
You gave it away, McAfee.
You ruined it.
So
you want to take a break?
Yeah. Let's but I will mention one last. Speaking of weird things,
my God, that's funny, dude.
So
a man with a pig's head was spotted in Costa Rica.
I don't know if other people are like this, but I can imagine they are. Just because my son is like this, and I thought I was alone in the world.
Imagination is a weakness. We talked about that this week.
Is that me and my son Tommy don't have an opinion on much. And certain things we...
It sounds like the beginning of a War of the commercial.
I don't got an opinion on much, but I do have an opinion on trans people. That's what it sounds like. Yeah. I don't know much, but I do know one thing.
Yeah.
That never ends well when somebody says that.
I'll explain. There's certain things in life that we actually we don't understand what we like. Or we can't,
Oh, yeah, I'm the weird one.
So,
yeah, I'm the weird one.
I can't understand how to like things.
So, art is one of these things that I don't understand. If you show me two pieces of art, right, and then you say, which do you like better? I swear to God, I'll take a lie detector. I'll do, if there's a way for you to prove that this is 100% the truth, I will do anything to prove it.
Wait, it's just both are indifferent to you? You get nothing out of either of them?
I can't tell you, if you show me two pieces of random art and you ask me which one do you like better, I cannot tell you
Mona
the
Lisa
truth.
And something impressionistic, just like splashes.
It's not like picking pants.
Which one do you like
just
better?
Like whatever. You just have to like things.
Yeah. I can't tell you which one I like because they both are nothing.
That's true insanity.
I'll lie to
Tori
you.
Spelling's fine.
Right. You have some kind of happiness blindness.
No, but it's not that. But there's other things in life.
You can't have an opinion on it?
But music is similar to this in a way. Most music I'm indifferent about.
Chat room says you're too afraid of being wrong.
This is not, I don't know.
Okay,
No, because there is no right and wrong. It's subjective.
Right. But you're
so
not.
I can't
but you can't even get an opinion. Like if you just saw, like Ross is saying, if you have Mona Lisa and then something that's just like colors on
Cubes.
or splatters.
Yeah.
You can't look at either of those and go, I like that one
I
better.
like more realistic stuff, or fuck that realistic stuff. I like to use my imagination.
You're not hurting anybody's feelings.
Okay, hold
by
on.
the way. You're not going to hurt anybody's feelings.
If there's just splatters, I'll be like, fuck those splatters.
Okay.
The person
to his credit, he's always been a fuck those splatters guy. He's always been a fuck those splatters
if you
that's the name of the show, by the way.
If you painted a goddamn person and it looks real, I'll be like, well, that's the better one. That's objective.
But between two Van Goghs, you got sunflowers and you got the potato farmers.
Or
you can't even tell the difference.
Two country songs, rock songs, any really
but you
can't
form an opinion of that one's got a better beat, or this one has colors I like better.
And we're going sense by sense. If you notice that, you got sight and hearing now. If I made you a roast beef and bacon sandwich with a little bit of horseradish, and then I put a piece of shit between two slices of bread, would you be able to?
You are now giving me extremes, which is of course
we're dialing it in.
Okay, of course the extremes: shit sandwich or
roast beef sandwich or turkey sandwich.
I have no opinion.
You do have an opinion.
No opinion. It's just what it's like.
Even if it varies day by day,
you choose not to have an opinion. No, it's that you have to choose.
You have to be I feel like roast beef today, or you know what sounds good today? Turkey.
They're not both fine.
No feeling. I can't tell you which one that I would rather have.
That's insane.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You're anchored to a madman.
I can tell you. I can look at anything and tell you immediately whether I like it or not.
Yeah.
Anything in the world.
But can you describe why you like it more?
Absolutely.
Two completely completely exactly the same.
That's bizarre.
Two Bic pens. You put two Bic pens on it. I like the one on the left.
Yeah.
I'll just pick one.
I can do it right now.
That's my favorite one. I
can
like
do
it
it right now. Two writing implements.
Yeah.
One of them is a ballpoint pen. One of them is a mechanical pencil. You ready? I'm going to go for it. Mechanical pencil.
It's better.
I like the way it writes.
look at it.
It's lighter. I like the way the friction feels on a piece of paper. I like the erasability of it. I like to be able to do that.
That's a little different. That now you're getting into utility, and I'll pick the mechanical pencil all the time because
Okay.
I can erase it. There's reasons like I'm
Okay.
used to writing with pencil.
I think
like
you're
a pen-
obsessed with making the right decision, and it's just
No,
like
no, it's back to like art.
He puts things into categories of things he can use and things he can't use.
Yeah.
Tools and then shit like art.
But I realized
bullshit. Cool shit and bullshit.
I've asked my son what he wants to do or what he likes, and
He has a way out. He
and
just
he
has
has
to
no-
stop watching you. He has to look at everybody else.
He has
you
no-
have a way out.
He has no opinion either. Like, if you ask him, like, would you want to go to the trampoline park, or do you want to go to
Turkey and roast beef.
or like this? He's like, well, like it actually physically affects him. Where he's like, please don't do this to me.
That's what that kid said at the water park. Remember, he goes, "Why are you doing this to me?"
Like, we'll stand around as a family, me, Max, and Crystal, and be like, it's up to Tommy what Tommy wants to do.
Oh,
He's
that's
like,
fucking torture,
And then
dude.
he's like, please don't do this to me. And we're like, we're not leaving the house. That's
fucked
And then I finally, I
fucked up.
begged Crystal, like, please, because Crystal's like, he has to have an opinion. He has to learn to have an opinion. I'm like, no, you don't understand. We're born with some sort of disability. We don't know what we like. And you're torturing him. Like, I still have it.
Everybody seems to like everybody.
Someone out there doesn't know what they like either.
Everybody's saying that they really do believe that you do know what you like, but you're afraid of being wrong, so you don't choose anything.
Oh,
You'd rather
interesting.
just choose nothing than be wrong.
I love being wrong. Ross knows.
I don't know.
The listeners know.
Yeah, they think you're. This is the craziest thing you've ever said on the show. They think that. Like, the whole chat room's melting.
No, there's other
Everyone
people
is
like
saying,
this.
I'm not crazy. I've never had a day like this before. I've never sat in here 20 years of almost doing this fucking show. 20 years. No, I've never had them say, Dan, you're not crazy. This is a big day for me.
It's not that you're not crazy. It's just that now you've been,
Dwarf.
He's way
Dwarf.
crazy.
I can say that. I'm allowed to say dwarf.
Yeah.
No, it's just one crazy
This is
thing.
really
that
dwarf. This is a fat one.
But
this
also,
is a thick boy.
It doesn't affect anybody but myself and the people around me, my loved ones.
And everyone around me.
Just everyone who
because
loves
they
you.
want me to
Yeah.
like
It's a
something.
singular problem that affects everyone in the world.
Like this happened, and I was just told to lie back in the day. Like, I remember when Crystal was picking out shit for our wedding, and like, which one do you like better? This?
Who told you to lie? The bass
invitation.
player for Casey and the Sunshine Band?
No, but she was like, do you like this invitation or this, or like paint colors for the house when we were redoing our? Which granite do you like for the countertops? This one with the.
But think about it.
And then I'm like, that one.
But normally,
I have no opinion.
But think about it. Normally, you do have an opinion because you're so worried that what you're going to say is going to conflict with whatever Crystal's going to say that you just give it to whomever else.
But I'm like, which
You do.
I'm
If you took everybody else out of the equation, you would have an opinion.
See, but if it's because my opinion is like, get the cheapest one, get the one that's going to last longer, whatever. They're like, no. Chris, like, which color do you like?
That's
And I'm
what
like,
that's what I'm describing.
I don't know which color I like. I'm not with food. They were doing like Max had this thing, or ask your parents like 5 questions, and then they were like, and they had to.
I don't even talk to my daughter. She don't ask me shit.
And then Max was like, Dad, what is your favorite food? And I was like, oh. And
You should have said true blood patriot pussy. That's the only answer.
And I literally couldn't think of anything. And then I finally said hot dog.
I approve of that answer. That's an American answer.
Well, that's what. Who was that?
It's a lie. It's not my. I don't even know what to say. I didn't know what to say.
What was the name of the Mormon guy who's running against Obama? What was that guy's name?
Oh yeah. They wore the underwear.
Oh, Mitt Romney?
Yeah, Mitt Romney. They asked him what his favorite meat was, and he said hot dog.
And you have his hair. You have Mitt Romney's hair. You have exactly his
I
hair.
have his magic underwear too.
Let's take our break.
Remember when that was a big deal? like
Yeah.
this guy wears
I want
weird
those underwear. I wear weird underwear. You know what I wear? Like all the time to sleep in? Those Manscaped boxers. They're so soft.
Remember that when there was like a month's coverage about the fact that Barack Obama wore a brown suit? Remember that?
Wore a helmet while bicycle riding. They're like, this guy wore a helmet.
Look at this nerd.
Remember when a guy just
They were like black nerd alert, and they show a picture of him riding his bike.
What was the guy, Howard Dean? He's like, look at this guy yell.
Yeah, he was excited.
And
He was like,
just play that.
Yeah.
And they were like, let's get him fired. Or whatever they
could he help the world? No one will know. Just play that. Who cares? Fuck it. Play the sounds.
I'm not voting for someone who yells.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
You yell like a gay bird. I'm not voting for you. It's like, don't vote for him. Well, does he have any good ideas? Fuck his ideas. I don't even want to get that far. What's his idea? Ride hot dog. It's like, fuck everything. Just ruin everything.
What the hell? All right, let's take a break.
Oh, shit. The name of the band is, oh, man, this is brand new. It came across my desk. I very much like it. It's a really weird. Name of the band is Guppy. The name of the song is something I wouldn't urge you to do. It's called Texting and Driving. We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time right after this. 1-844-TOMNDAN. Let's take some phone calls, maybe.
Texting and driving and driving and texting.
You have one of those UV lights from American Air and Heat, right?
Yep.
The one that sucks the bad stink out of your house?
Yeah, well, it just kills
Yeah.
all viruses, all anything biological floating around in your
But
air.
if you turn your AC on, it'll take like unwanted smells out of like bacon, for instance. And you know, I could tell that mine wasn't working because it would linger in the house for like days. And then sure enough, we called and then we did our preventative maintenance. We did it late. I'm sorry, I should not have done that.
Yeah,
But yeah, we had some issues. They came in, they fixed it all up. There's nothing like having the peace of mind as an anxiety guy from using American Air and Heat.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Knowing your AC is not going to break down, especially, we're in springtime. It's going to get hot.
Dude, it already
Summer's
is. You've been
coming.
training out there. Man. You've been
It's
running
hot.
every day in the sun.
And that preventative maintenance is the best. I know I recently had it done. And even the fan in your outside unit, I had a ton of leaves in there. They take the shell off. They clean all the coils because they get dirt. And then they get all the leaves out. That causes rust. Like, if you don't do that stuff, it ends up breaking your unit down, and why would you do that?
Who would have ever guessed that I would get you to a point where you'd start talking like my dad? You're like all about, you're talking about preventative maintenance.
Yeah, well, I'm 42 now.
Pretty awesome. It's pretty great.
Well, because I got a complete new system from American Air and Heat, and it works so efficiently.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't want it to
amazing.
break.
Exactly.
I want to take care of it. Got the new duct work. Got a return in every single room. Sucks the hot air out of every room. Cools my house
You
more
can get on a
efficiently.
payment plan, like if it's
Yeah.
one of those things where,
financing,
if lightning strikes and you got to get one, you can finance it.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't worry about it. They'll get you squared away.
Yeah, and if your energy bill's insane, talk to them. And like Daniel said, financing available. But get that preventative maintenance because we live in Florida. It's too hot to not have AC. It's AmericanAirandHeat.com.
Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Huge thank you to thedangerbrain.com.
Yeah, man.
If you're looking for any branding, I know Danger Brain just did some political shirts. It was our third time doing these political shirts.
Which means we've made it through 3 presidential cycles.
Yeah. I guess maybe we started because it hadn't been 12 years. But the first time we did it, it was in the middle of it, or something, because
I don't remember. It's so hard to remember all of that, man. I kind of hate that aspect of what we do. That I feel like if it were any other job, maybe we would be able to retain the memories a little bit better. But because we put
we're talking
emphasis,
about so much
because
of it.
it's almost like because we're putting emphasis on it and talking about it, like it makes it easier to forget.
Well, I remember because I was a listener back then, so I remember Dan. You were a big Carter guy, and Tom, you were pushing for Reagan.
I was a Carter guy.
You were pushing for Reagan, and when the whole hostage thing happened,
for humanity. Oh, he was instrumental.
And Tom
was all Carter.
I remember Tom's whole bit about how Reagan was just so much better than Carter because of the hostage thing.
Yeah,
he had
absolutely.
a song about it and everything.
TheDangerBrain.com.
Yes.
For anybody that needs branding.
You might just need a refresh, which means they take your existing brand and they just make it better, make it more modern. So get a hold of them and tell Sebastian we said
Sebastian, have you ever made a real brand, like an actual cattle brand, maybe I don't know, for a black fraternity or something?
Very popular.
Oh, dude,
it's very popular in the alt porn community. You see a lot of girls that have one in their chest area. They'll
chest
get brand, and then what they'll do is they'll let it heal, and then they'll go and get an ornate tattoo.
Okay.
Kind of radiating out of it to give it more of a gothic or medieval kind of a vibe. Yeah, I mean, not my thing, but
mid-late 90s at UGA, you were not in a black fraternity if you did not have a bicep brand.
Yeah, you needed
that was the deal.
Keloid,
exactly.
How black people's skin will scar in a specific way, and then I don't know, but that was a thing for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Do people still brand themselves at all?
You occasionally.
Yellowstone brought it back a little bit, but
theirs was loyalty to their cowboy cult or whatever, right?
Yeah. You get branded by the Yellowstone, and there's the only way out is they boot you off the cliff or whatever.
Why couldn't you just cut the brand off?
No.
I always respected that more. It'd be to me, I'm just if you want to be in Team Tom and Dan, we'll brand you, and if you want to leave. I mean, you can leave, but we're going to take a Rambo knife and cut your brand off. We're not going to kill you. That's insane. Kill you? You don't need to get killed?
Maybe
you've seen too much.
Biker tats. You know how if you leave the gang, you just got to get your tats blacked out, or else they'll string you up in the garage on the fucking TV show.
Maybe all the cool TV shows.
Maybe you can just get a giant square brand and just over-brand it and just have a whole block of a brand.
It's just I think it would be hard to heal, right? That's the thing that I would worry about.
Yeah, well, it beats the shit out of your biker buddies flaying you with chains.
That's true. That's true.
So, Ross, I'm curious, have you ever done any internet detective work?
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while, I was a troll for a long time, so that's kind of a sideline of trolling. You do a little bit of looking stuff up and trying to find stuff out.
Yeah, I never think of you as being a troll.
Oh, yeah, I was.
I do, but I don't think of that.
Yeah,
that was a very long time ago.
Shout out to my buddy Mickey, talked me out of that hole a long time ago.
You're a troll at heart, though.
That's a great t-shirt. Troll at heart. I would wear that. It was that's amazing.
Reformed troll.
You can take the troll out from under the bridge, but you can't take the bridge out of the troll.
So, and I put this on the BDM page last night because it never dawned on me.
You throw people for a loop when you do that. Everybody's he's getting a divorce.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, he doesn't know. And again, it's innocent. I do know it's innocent with you.
Yeah.
But I also read it, and I'm I know what it means. I know you're just
don't people
asking
know
the question.
Me better by listening to me for...
No one knows what you are.
If you've listened to me for as long... I mean, there's nothing more...
Your entire listenership that you can't even make a decision on whether or not what do you like.
No, I don't know that favorite color.
Said hot dog.
If you ask me my favorite
you just
color...
told everybody hot dog.
I couldn't... If you lie detector...
Gray.
Gray hot dog. Gray hot dog.
But I like blue as much as I like green. It's just no difference.
Because you're afraid of hurting Green's feelings.
No, it's just nothing.
You're afraid of hurting Green's feelings. No,
anyway,
we'll move on.
Or does the audience know you so well that when you reach out at all, they just assume you're drowning? That's obvious.
Well, they always assume it's a divorce.
They always do.
That could be worse for you. Yeah.
They also thought
that
you
I understand why they assume.
Volunteers. You do a lot of asking for volunteers.
Volunteers and divorce. Two favorite things. So anyway, I hear a lot of people they called
you the disengaged enigma.
And the reason why I asked BDMs this, and by the way, none of them gave me a good answer.
Be nice. God, Lord.
Because what I was looking for is how are people doing internet detective work? But you would think someone would be like, oh, this is kind of what you do. Like, so you hear people like, oh, the internet detectives, like the true crime people, they're on the internet trying to find the fucking truth.
Yeah.
Or they're looking it up, like, Andrea's good at this. We ask Andrea all the time, like, hey, can you look up this?
Look up this wrestler, make sure he's not a pedophile. And she's like, he's a pedophile. And I'm like, oh, shit.
He's already wrestling right now.
I was like, is he scheduled for our event? And then she's like, yes. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I'll text Tom. And I text Tom. And Tom's like, well, what's the gimmicks he using? I'm like, I don't know. And then he's like, Tom, I'll text the promoter. And then Tom texts me. He's like, the promoter's pissed. You don't want the pedophile. And I'm like, well, we got to get him off the bill or this isn't going to fucking happen.
So, quit describing really. Anyway, so I don't know what people are looking at to find this shit because all I know of is Google, right?
But you don't think like, okay, so I want to know when these people got married. I want to see if they got a divorce. You don't know to look in the like public record of whatever county they would have had their dissolution of their marriage in, like that. You wouldn't think of that.
Well, okay, I'll break it down. So sometimes I'll meet a person.
You dancing?
You motherfucker. So sometimes, like, I'll know a name, right? And then I'll be like, I want to find this person.
Is this to find porn stars or ex-girlfirms or something different? This, you realize this sounds real creepy.
Girls you went to high school with. That's what he's looking for.
I'm not going to, you motherfucker.
Sam believes this guy goes full animal. Full animal.
No, I'm just looking up somene's name, and I got a name.
Okay,
right?
let's go. You got a name. You have a name.
And then I go to Facebook.
What do you want to find out about him? Because that's the thing.
I think
whether or not they did porn.
No, I want to see any information whatsoever about this person.
Okay, so you have a name,
so
and you want to just find out what they're up to.
So I know Facebook has like pictures of them, and then they put information about themselves. So I'm like, all right,
I'm really trying to follow you.
Yeah. So then I go and I type in the person's name
John
in
Doe.
Facebook.
John Doe.
Yeah, well, that's too easy to spell. Some of the names are a lot harder than that for the most part. But even if I know how to spell it, I put in the person's name, and then all of a sudden
I
hit enter, and then it drops down a bunch of the same name.
And
right?
then you got to go over to people.
Then there shows a picture.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I look at all the pictures, and then none of them are it. Right?
Okay.
Because I know what the person looks like.
Okay.
Right.
So then
and
I
you're
look
like, rats, foiled again.
I do. And then I'm like, that's all I got. And then I'm like, this person is gone forever. And there's no way for me to ever find this person. And then I convinced myself that the reason I was looking for them in the first place is nonsense, and I never will find them.
You talk yourself out of being horny?
No, it's not. God damn it! It's not about always being horny.
Well, it is for me, man. It is
and then
for me.
And then I'm like,
live your own life.
But
dude.
then I'm like, there are people that are claimed to be internet detectives that find whoever they want, and then they know everything about the person, and then they know all this shit. I'm like, well, how the fuck did they do that?
Probably by trying more than one thing.
But then if it's not coming up on Facebook, I've gone to Google and put the name in, and then it doesn't work either.
That's not gonna.
You're skipping right over the number one high school ex-girlfriend search tool, and that's Instagram. You go to Instagram and search.
I've tried Instagram. Sometimes the name
I've tried Instagram.
But then, so that's what I was like.
Okay. Then you went to Google, and here's the problem with Google. Google's been around so long, it's pay for play now. Like your top Google results for anything, whether it's just a name or whether it's like a corporate product or something, it's going to be whoever paid the most to have that top search.
Because the sponsors, SEO.
Exactly.
And so, but then there's a million pages. Or you just go through page by page.
So you got to get specific. You type in name, city, anything else you know about them.
You do keywords.
You get real specific. And if
first, last city. Sometimes I do first, last city place of where they work. Like if they worked for Hertz Rent-A-Car, you'd be like John Doe. Danville,
Miami,
Hertz.
Anything, all information
and
you know
then it'll
about
pull
them.
up all these articles. It'll be like, oh, we did an interview with the manager of that Hertz in Miami, and then I'm like, oh, I find him, find out a few more information there. Oh, he was in Hialeah, he wasn't here, and then you And then you go search in that area. You've refined your search.
And even then, you're starting to narrow in, but it's still fucking bullshit pay-for-play stuff. It's like, well, if you want to learn more about John Doe in Miami, we'll just pay us $10, and we'll tell him everything we know about him. What you really need to get off of Google, go to a different search engine and do all this shit.
Or use like Spokio. You can use like Spokio.
Okay, so now you're mentioning things I don't even know.
And then
Spokio.
Spokio is a magical fairy.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a website. I think it's called Spokio. And you go in there and you type in, like, if you type in their email address, it'll find you every single thing they've ever signed up for online with that email address.
See, now you're giving me details that I wanted.
Then you can pay. I've never done it.
Okay.
But I think you can purchase it. It's almost like buying a background check online. You can buy I guess you could do that. I've seen it before. I've never done it. But they have those things where you put in the person's email address and it'll say, like, their Facebook page, their Instagram. It'll say all their connections. It'll say, like, hey, if you want to do a background check on this person, give us $65 and we'll send you everything we have on them.
Okay.
Like every single thing we have on them. I've never done it, but I've seen it.
All right.
We're just talking about legal options right now. You know, you got a lot of cops that listen to this show. You get one of those
That's
cops,
true.
slip them like a lifetime BDM membership, get them to look them up in like the database too. Get that fucking printout. That's all the info.
So I'm asking.
I've never done that either. That sounds like fun.
Why'd you crush your fingers when you said that?
No, I really haven't. I wish I had. That would be fun. That would have been a lot easier than what we did back in the day. Chasing IP addresses and phone ID
dude,
numbers.
you had a folder.
Yeah, but not one person would ever give me like the real shit from the cops. I wanted some crooked cops, man. Well, that would have made it so easy.
But the internet now has more than the cops know, right? I mean, because
No, them cops got databases. Dude.
I think they have the real, like they got the
just criminal record. But if you have no criminal record, then they got nothing.
Yeah,
right?
but like, but they have.
They're just going to
everything.
Google too.
I think they do. I think some of that as well.
But then
some of those aren't updated either, so I'll retract that.
And they probably have access to better websites and stuff too. They got like super Google.
See, that's what the Spokio, like Daniel mentioned Spokio, because like
here, let me see if that's what
I'm asking. Like, what are the standard practices for internet detectives? Like, I want to know if they're like, like
here's one,
putting someone's name, where they the last employer.
You want me to do you?
Like
at tomandnan.com. There.
Yeah. No, mine information comes up.
And then see, it does
crazy.
this little search, and it starts checking. It's searching 120 different networks. I mean, and I don't even think that this is a good one, but I'm just giving you an example of kind of what you were talking about.
And we can tell this is true because you definitely signed up for cuckoldfilms.com. That's a go.
I think that one came in. Let's see here.
It's the funniest category award to me.
I didn't know you subscribe to Dr. Bob Premium.
GetTheSpoon.com.
No, it had no results for you.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird because my information's so public that I've never hidden anything.
Is that the email you sign up for stuff with though, or is that just do you just
I don't sign up.
Email with that?
I don't sign up for much.
I sign up for everything, dude. But because of the company, you know, like that all the stupid AIs that we use, all the dumb little. If it's some dumb little thing that's tech that I brought you, I put my name in a database.
Okay, I'm gonna
every day. I get an alert that the dark web, they're like, sold your information again. I'm like, I don't care. Whatever. Come get it.
I'll admit to something.
There's nothing for me.
When I worked in radio, I signed up for so much stuff under Drunky at WTKS that I could no longer use my email because it got spammed so much that it was impossible for me to determine what new email.
It was unusable.
Yeah, it was like...
you were getting... I remember this. You were getting hundreds a day.
And it would just it would freeze my email at a point where I would just try to delete. I couldn't delete fast enough.
Try that.
I would just stop using
Try
it.
that email.
Isn't that what AI is doing to the internet?
I think so, yeah. It's just making it with unlimited garbage that...
I think so, because I told you guys, I think a couple weeks ago, about how I had I'm pretty sure I was talking to a robot about a T-shirt I ordered that things were wrong.
The robot T-shirt.
And dude, they emailed me back like right away, and I was like, man, their customer service is on point. But then I realized like every time I email, they'd email right back right away, and it was always a different name. It was like from David, from Rebecca. It was just always a different name, and I was like, either the Weekend has like 100,000 people working his email like responding, or this is a fucking robot.
That is how they do Tesla customer service. It's every man for himself. It's like when when I had a roadside issue and I needed a tire, like when you make a claim, you'll get like, this is Jerry, and like he'll answer, he'll be like, okay, we'll check on that, and then you'll get another person that comes back and is like, all right, I checked on it for you, and the tow truck should be there in 5 minutes. But this is Carrie.
Yeah,
and it's like all these different.
Is
I don't
it a
know.
human?
I could. How would I know? But they all sign it like a different. So it seems as if they're either robots, or some humans getting the message, or somebody's getting called. I'm guessing.
For me, if
the tow truck driver.
I can't even say that anymore, can I?
No, well, it's funny.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how it works.
Daniel has a story that we were going to talk about today that's based on this AI taking over everything, and we talked about it a little bit, but now
it's called Maximum Overdrive.
Right.
The people, publications have been using AI to send like celebrities, different people, like questions, so then they can fill out the questions, so they can write an AI article about them.
Yeah.
For just content for these unlimited, websites filling the internet full of garbage.
Even the email I got about this was AI generated.
Yeah.
Like everything about I don't think I dealt with one human.
And we've talked to other comedians that have been getting these lists of questions to fill out, and then they're like, I'm not doing this shit. And then, so Daniel got a list of questions. So
they tried to they appealed to my, like, they kind of tugged on my heartstrings a little bit, like with something that was very human. They were like, we got your name came up as a suggestion for a person that we would like to interview about like digital entrepreneurship from Peter Von Taborski from Scotch and Good Conversation. I was like, oh, okay, that would make sense because I know him, right?
Yeah.
I think it just like, he may have put my name in there, but the email, everything that I got was like, I got an email from, I believe, a robot asking like robot questions about what I do here at T&D Media and for a mediocre time and for a corporate time and Tom and Dan.
Yeah.
It asked me my career. It had like maybe 15 questions.
And for what publication?
For a publication known as Canvas Rebel.
Okay.
It's a magazine.
All right.
And it's like an online magazine. I looked it up, went to the website. It looks very nice. It's like I have no reason to believe it being anything other than it's fine. Whatever. And if it takes me a little bit of time, I'll do it. But in the middle of it, I'm realizing that every question they're asking me, I was like, these are all AI-generated questions. So I told Tom, I said, fuck this. I'm going to have AI answer. I'm just going to like... But then, the more I think about it, like, so I did. I had AI answer all of its questions, knowing... Because I made a profile about me in my Chat GPT profile. Like I filled it all out. It knows about Tom. It knows your position, my position, how we own the company 50-50. Like
you gave it information.
I gave it information because they say if you want to really use it, you give it information. It knows our address. It knows what we do. It knows the size of the building. Like it knows all the things.
Maisie actually prefers this thing.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah.
So then I just like gave it the question, and then it filled out all the questions. The only thing it did get wrong, which I will read to you. It says, back in 2009, this is one of its answers. Back in 2009, I was deep into radio, running a morning show, a big name on air and all that jazz. But my heart was also in audio production, and I had my own home studio. So my assistant, Tom Van, and I started messing around with podcasting.
What part was wrong?
Why call me your assistant?
Were you not an intern? Did you or did you not?
I got it this time.
He nailed it.
There was two guys in that booth. One of them had access to sliders. One of them had one phone to pick up. Which one were you?
He did. I think Ross did get it right. I thought long and hard about that and why AI would get that wrong. And the reason it got it wrong is I don't think it understood that when I did, you were my intern, so it just went ahead to make it sound fancier. It was like your assistant. It was like I've never had a fucking assistant ever in my life.
There's a case to be made to this day. Again, look at this side of the room and how much is going on, and then look at how much. You don't know. Look at how much stuff Tom has on his desk.
Look at all this shit I wrote down.
Dan has literally a whole Radio Shack on his desk, and Tom has one scrap of wet paper.
But what did I do though, Ross? What did I do? Because I took AI questions, I gave the AI questions to AI. AI wrote the questions, and then AI sent the email back to him.
Yeah, and it's publishing an article.
So what is that?
And then
It's a nothing.
You know, if a steam shovel digs a hole and there's a hole there, you have to fill in. Are you going to fill it in by hand? No, you get a steam shovel and you fill it in, right? This makes perfect sense.
So this told me that the entire internet is just going to be soon filled with unlimited, because this
Can it get filled up?
It's going to be generating everything we're going to see is all going to
that
be
the point they
AI
talk about the
generated
grand
AI answer.
singularity? What is that?
I was just reading an article. There are like these weird Facebook groups now that are all just bots. And so, like, some bot created this group. It just added a bunch of bots, and there's threads that are like
N-word first.
It makes some kind of post, and then 1,000 bots respond. There's millions of likes and comments and stuff, but it's literally just all bots responding to each other. And it's weird. It's weird.
A bot.
That's like a digital haunted house.
Yes.
Right? Like, that's scary as fuck. Like, when the bots are talking to each other and we're not there, what the fuck are they talking about? We got to get in those rooms and monitor these conversations.
They don't need to eat, to sleep, whatever. Just
they talk all night, just like my sister. I was going to say my sister. Just like my sister. I've never told you about it.
You're making up people don't know.
You don't even have a sister.
You've never even had a sister to reference. Like,
just like my daughter.
But so that does lead to the question.
That's scary as fuck, Ross.
Will the internet get to a point where? Because the AI can just talk.
What if it gets so crammed up with AI talking to each other that we can't even use it? I'm like, Google, turn the lights on. They're like, sorry, not enough room.
Yeah.
All junk.
Dude, I'm telling you.
N-word first.
I think Neil deGrasse Tyson said that we'll get to a point where there will be so many deep fakes and so much AI talking to each other, stuff that'll become the entire internet, leaving it useless.
We have to blow it up.
And then we'll go back to, we can't even use the goddamn thing.
Then we go back to writing on walls.
It'll all be.
We're writing on walls with crayons.
Neil deGrasse Tyson also said that due to physics, Spider-Man would like shit on every downswing. So that guy's a real weirdo. Like, you can't listen to everything he said.
Holy awesome. That would be the best thing ever.
If there's Facebook pages that are made by AI and that have all AI only just commenting, all populating and talking to
I got to get in one of those, too.
Yeah, right.
I want to get in one and just hear what they're talking about.
Oh, shit. Well, you know what? That implies that, because there's a thing called the Turing test, whereby like humans apply this thing called the Turing test to decide whether or not they're talking to a human or a robot. That's like an assumption. So that implies the existence of a reverse Turing test, where the robots will be trying to figure out whether or not you're a human being, trying to infiltrate their robot-only Facebook group.
I just asked our AI here at the studio. I don't know if Ross has even interacted. You have. You've interacted with Hard Drive, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, so we have an intern now, Hard Drive. He's our AI assistant. Mm-hmm. And we're going back to what we had News Robot. We had News Robot way back in the day. I had to write everything he fucking said.
17 years ago.
But now you don't have to write what they say. Now they say things back to you. I said, do you think AI will reach singularity and kill us all? And he says...
AI reaching singularity, a point where it surpasses human intelligence, is a popular topic. The outcome largely depends on how AI is developed and managed. With proper regulations and ethical guidelines, the aim is to prevent harmful outcomes, not an AI uprising. From the Tom and Dan Studio newsroom, I'm Hard Drive, the black teen robot intern.
He turned himself into a black teen?
Well, he can be anything he wants.
Okay, all right.
Like, you can't even, like, yesterday he was a biker.
Well, that doesn't give me any sort of hope, because humans and responsibility don't mix. Like, if someone's going to be irresponsible with it.
Well, people already are.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already seeing people. That's where the Taylor Swift deepfakes came. I mean, it's happening. Like, it's just keeping it in check.
Yeah, we're just going to have to live in that world no matter what.
I mean, in a weird way, we already are, right? Like, we live in a world where there's so many things that humans can get a hold of and kill each other, and you just have to kind of hope that you either hang out with the ones that are more responsible with the things.
Like, we live in a world where it's super easy to make fake $20 bills, so we have counterfeit ink pens. You know, like, we'll develop countermeasures like we always do.
So this kind of goes
brown pen
along the same lines as weird internet things. Daniel he was, we were both laughing this week about businesses that fight with their customers online publicly.
It's one of my favorite things.
And Daniel was showing me that, and lots of businesses do this, especially small businesses,
Yeah, like they get a bad review and then the owner gets personally involved.
Yes,
and he's upset.
Yes,
yeah.
and then he's just fighting. But the problem is he's doing it publicly for all of us to watch, which is kind of
like that vegan cafe, the Heirloom Cafe, where it was like a vegetarian diner, I guess, that they had, and they were like I guess you can maybe kind of expect, like, it sort of makes sense to me that a vegetarian diner or a vegan diner, that when they started adding meat, that like vegetarians and vegans are known to be like, excuse me, I want to give you my opinion on you adding meat to my favorite restaurant, right? So I could see maybe the owner's point in that you maybe should have expected to know that, like vegans they're outspoken, I feel like, across the board. That's the stereotype.
You're in that business and you're going to have to live with those people.
So this particular person just said, like, this is just a lady who commented saying, the original post was, she was basically saying, I wish you hadn't added meat. I probably won't be going as much as I used to. I liked it better when it was full vegan. In which case the person, like, all these people started like attacking, and then the owner said, you are unprofessional and rude. You don't get to decide what we serve. Your precarious sensitivities, laugh out loud. When people are rude, they don't get to decide how rude your response is. Simple. We'd rather go out of business than serve vegan Nazis like you. Cancel culture from zero contributors. Will happily close than serve faux, compassionate, egomaniac virtue signaler. Are you being sanctimonious from your cell phone made by slaves? Go fuck yourself. No one cares about your opinion. Namaste, motherfucker. It's awesome. It's awesome, dude. It's so angry, and it's like, you should, like, I become like, it's such a mean, horrible thing to do. You're going to ruin your entire restaurant because you're so fucking mad.
I love...
It makes me laugh because it's like, they might have good food, they might have good staff, but it doesn't matter because I'm crying. The owner's going to flush it down the toilet.
So, like...
it's great.
I have a different opinion on this than I did, like, I would say, even a year ago. And so, a year ago, I would have said,
Can I give you one more, please?
Okay.
Okay, this is what it says. Sweetie, you are not a guest. You, my dear, are an asshole. Just for the future, you can go online and say cunty things and then act all betrayed when you are summarily dismissed. I'll tell you now because your parents never did. No one cares about your opinion. Go fuck yourself. This is our ethos. I like that. It's hard. Draw the line right in the fucking sand.
These are my two. This guy does my two favorite things in a shitty internet post, which is like making tons of assumptions and like clearly using a thesaurus.
Going through and clicking each word to make it better.
Yeah.
So
I've done that.
I would have said, I still kind of feel this way, like, as, the business owner, what the hell are you doing? Like, you're making yourself look worse, and
you're very good about this, though.
Fighting with someone on the internet.
You're really good about just, like, no matter what, you'll just be like,
just keep scrolling. Like, I understand it's your business and stuff, but this makes it worse, and it could actually make your business worse by attacking this person, because other people could be like, whoa, this is, like, aggressive. I don't want to go there.
In this instance, it's proof positive. It did make their business worse. These are 3 months prior to the last post that I think they put up yesterday, which is the business is closed. So the kicker of this is that the owner of this business, she name drops in a lot of these, a woman, Deborah, that she thinks is like behind a lot of the reviews. She doesn't understand that she's the one making the reviews by like replying in such a horrible way. Mm-hmm. So she put a sign. They are closing. They're done. So they are going out of business. So she couldn't even, and I do support this. As you're dying, and this happens a lot in video games like Assassin's Creed. It happens a lot in
Shakespeare.
I love it.
Death's door, I stab at thee.
I like the person who is dying to be like, one more. You know what? You got the best of me. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I love that. So she put up a sign. It says, we are going out of business. You won, Deborah. You won. It says you won, Deborah. It's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
People are crazy.
Yeah. Like, if you're getting your guts pulled out, don't scream freedom, scream fuck you.
I do like a good fuck you at the end.
Anyway,
how about I got something similar. You guys, one of your listeners owns a cafe that was in the totality of the eclipse. And they got slammed during the eclipse.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, just like it's a little.
Is this Chris?
I'm not going to name names.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I'm especially not going to name his wife's name, but you may see on a cruise just like the drunkest human being you've ever seen. What's up, Buffy?
Yeah. They're fun.
They're super fun on a cruise, and so they're tiny little diner. I don't know. I'm going to guess maybe like a 25-person breakfast and lunch type of diner. Like, you know,
good people.
Yeah,
but their town,
awesome.
they're in this eclipse. Their town's overwhelmed, and they're like slammed for the eclipse day, right? And then somebody left them a shitty review in the midst of it. Okay, which I have here. This is from. It's a review by D.
Okay,
D's left 16 reviews on whatever services. I assume Yelp. Small pancakes. Rather than giving you a check, they hold it at the counter. They don't give you a printed bill. They just tell you the amount. When you ask for the bill, they show you the hand-scribbled order the waitress took. The help there is always freaking out, like they've never worked at a busy restaurant before. 1 star. I'm sorry. Food 2 stars. Service 1 star. Atmosphere 3 stars.
Okay, all right.
It's harsh, man. God damn.
And then, do you want to hear the response? It's not like sassy or nothing. He just like, we are a smaller town diner with 12 tables. It was a once in a lifetime event with us being in the totality of the eclipse. We're not built for 150 people in 3 hours, even with added staff. Particularly when one of them was a trainee, because we had somebody quit without notice this week, and it was literally the busiest shift we'll ever have. But we appreciate your review. We might even put it on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a good answer, right?
Yeah. Because he was nice about it, but
he's like,
nice
but when you go in hard,
and he went, I accept. Here's what happened. You had a complaint. Here's what happened. Maybe these mitigating circumstances will help explain it to you. Thanks.
So, and I'm going to talk more about this on the BDM show because we have a bunch of these things that have happened recently with our ART&D, and this is why my opinion has changed. And I think we need to do something about people that are unreasonable.
Are you going to let me start writing?
No,
oh my God, this would be Christmas early, dude.
So,
me and Ross, please let me and Ross do it together.
It'd be so fun.
We've never had a pet project, Daddy. Please let me work with Ross on this. I've never wanted anything more in my life.
So recently,
I should have been more
Airbnb,
Southern when I said that.
They offered this pricing thing that you can click on that helps you adjust your price. Like, it basically auto adjusts your pricing so you book more, right?
We'll lower it for shitbags.
Yeah, and then it kind of uses, I'm sure some sort of AI or software that looks at all the prices and all the weekends and then adjusts the price. That way everything's competitive, and then it goes lower on, less busy weekends. So you constantly get more bookings, right? And so with that, the price has dropped certain weekends down to like a sub $99 sometimes, right? And
with that brings a better class of people.
And then
traditionally,
and then for whatever reason, the $99 people.
Have you checked the sex games?
They not only love to complain, but also love to try to get their money back in any scenario possible.
Thanks a lot. You just invited the mega bus to our Airbnb.
So it's almost like they walk in and then they're like, "How can I get my money back?" From the start, while they're driving there, they're like, "I'm getting my money back.
I'm gonna do the old paint chip."
So speaking of that, one of the guests complained about a paint chip on the door frame of one of the bedrooms. Right?
Say what?
Yeah, it doesn't even make any sense. I asked the same question. I was like, "What do you mean by that?"
The door frames are painted white, right?
The house is from 1931 or whatever. It's like fucking
earlier
old Florida.
No, it's over 100 years old.
Yeah, it's old as shit.
But there was a paint chip in the door frame from just
and the chip landed in their Cheerios?
No, it was just off and then exposing the raw wood underneath.
What?
So it was about a quarter size paint chip, and then
still don't understand
in
what
the
that
door
means.
frame, if the door's closed, you won't see it. You can only see it if it's opened. And then the person's
our door's open.
He's like, everything's fine except for this. They sent the picture of the paint chip, and then I'm like, what is that? Like,
Doesn't make any sense to me.
don't like.
I still don't understand it.
And
Were
what
they
do you
trying to
want
help?
from
I don't
me?
want to be an asshole. Were they trying to be like, oh, it's chipping up there, you got it's rubbing?
No,
Maybe
it was just like everything's fine except for this.
Did they ask for money back?
Yeah, what did they want from
No,
that?
that was like confusing because they didn't want anything back. Maybe it was a start to get something back. I told Crystal just stop replying to something. Another person wanted their money back because they claimed that an outlet was loose. So like it was like kind of loose where it was like you could see where it was coming away from the wall, like where someone unplugged it and then it kind of pulled away a little bit.
That's a feature. That's so you can hide your drugs when the cops come. That's on purpose, sir.
and then
My TV fell off the damn nightstand, couldn't watch my Kung Fu movie.
Yeah. And then, they started nitpicking a little other things like, they were like, oh, there was some sand in the corner of one room.
That's our beach motif.
Like little things where it's like you're not in a Howard Johnson, you're in an old Airbnb house.
Let's role play. You send the email about the paint chip to me, and then I'll respond.
I'm sorry.
This is how I respond.
Okay. Everything's fine, but there was this paint chip on the doorway, and I took a picture of it and I sent it to you so you can see what I'm talking about.
I want a picture of every door frame in your fucking house. I want to see every door frame in your house and how they are, and if there's one fucking chip, I'm coming over there right now with a golf club.
That's true. You could throw it back on them about the standards.
Let's see
of
how
their
you
house.
live, motherfucker. If you're all upset about my chip, let's attempt to the beam in your eye.
I like that.
And there's also a thing now because the people have wanted their entire money back after they're like this is wrong. I want 100% refund because it wasn't up to my standards or whatever.
Did you leave?
And no, they stayed.
Yeah, they never leave.
Did you lay down in the bed and go to sleep and then make breakfast in the morning?
Get through the stay, right?
Yeah. Because they've been trained that if they do this to other people or the corporations, that they'll just get it.
Well, what does Airbnb do though?
Well, this is not to Airbnb, it's to us.
Yeah.
But Airbnb has nothing to do with it.
But do we have any recourse? They
already got their money.
No, I understand, but do we have any recourse to their bullshit review? I mean, it's kind of like iTunes. I mean, anybody can go on iTunes and single out anything and just say it sucks, whether it really sucks or not. I mean, should you be able to verify and be like, it was a paint chip? Fuck these guys.
If they're like every other online service out there, they're like, y'all can't work it out, and then when they grudgingly get involved, they don't do shit.
Yeah, they don't do anything.
They try to blow off both parties.
Exactly.
I don't got the time to start going back and start getting on negative reviews off. I'm sure there's a process.
I'll do it while I'm pooping.
You bringing me and Dan.
Yeah. You bring the closers. Goddamn equalizers.
We'll close that shit for sure.
If every small business or whatever just started attacking people like this online, and even if it hurts their own business, then the future generations will not have this.
We would fix it. You're right. We have to overcorrect. We have to overcorrect.
We can help our kids not deal with this, but it's going to ruin our businesses.
Now,
it's all fighting with
people. Can we do it at the end and go just really hard, concentrated at the end?
I feel like I'm watching the Gettysburg Address. This is amazing.
Did you ever think you'd see this day?
No.
Did you ever? I didn't think I still don't really believe it because I'm a little untrusting.
No, but people have been.
There's a flag waving behind him. It's not even there, but I see it.
Look at his hair.
People have been operating with no repercussions for years and created this culture of people that you can just complain about anything and all they get is rewarded for it. Because all the giant corporations, they're just pay them whatever. I don't got, we don't want the bad review. It's cheaper, whatever. I've heard
there's no recourse on most things. You can give any review. Yelp, you can do whatever the fuck you want. It's a Wild West.
No, you know what there is? There's a goddamn AI chat robot for fucking everything that we have a complaint about.
And I say we go even further.
Oh my God. EJ thinks he got you. Is this why you were trying to internet detect? Were you trying to find some of these hillbillies, or you're trying to fuck these hillbillies? I want to see what their wives look like. I want to see what the titties on this paint chip bitch looks like.
The funny part,
nice titties.
The funny part about this, I have no emotion, so I just move on. I want to on to the next thing. I have no time.
Are you fabricating this anger that you seem to have right now?
No, because I really do think about this, and I feel this way, but I just I can't bring myself.
You're getting a lot of votes in the chat room.
To waste the time to do it myself. But I say you go a step further and key their cars. Find where they live and then key their cars and then write, either
What do you write?
the review that they left.
Oh my God, it's gonna take a long time.
But I'm just saying, if you did if there was
He's showing us too crazy today.
then people
Are you out of Adderall?
People would need no, I'm doubly but people would stop and think twice before they're like, is this real or am I doing this for pure selfish reasons to get money?
Well, these people, though, I think what you're even saying, though, I think it's to get money. I think it's to scam.
Yeah. No,
I mean, it's to steal. It's like you're stealing at that point.
Yeah, because you're like, if I complain, they'll give me free stuff, then who cares? No repercussions. I get free stuff. It's all about me.
It should be.
I don't give a fuck about this Airbnb or this person.
Honestly, the way you remedy it, like I'm thinking about it, maybe you guys can blow holes in this, but I would say if you get if you get a cent back, you don't get the review. You lose your ability to review if you get a cent back. You see what I'm saying? It's like, because that doesn't work both ways. I'm not going to give you $50 or give you back the cleaning fee or whatever the fuck, and then you still write me a 1-star and I get double fucked. It should be you can have a little bit back, but you lose your power of a review.
We paid them off. This is where I feel shamed.
You didn't tell me that.
Because I gave them $75
premium.
But I'm part of the problem. But I gave them the $75. I told Crystal, I was like, give them the $75 cleaning fee back.
Well, was it the path of least resistance, though?
Yes, it was.
Did they leave the review
They
still?
didn't. Well, no, they didn't leave a review, but that was it's a goddamn...
I support that, though, because I feel like that's the trade.
Yeah, but they're doing it for the money back. So it's all become, they're stealing my money based on the fact that a path of least resistance.
Would it make you mad if I said I didn't want the Airbnb anyway? Like I never supported it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I did that.
That's not true. That's not true at all. I'm fucking joking around.
What if we marry...
I don't want people thinking.
But we created this because and that person will continue to do this to the end of time because they know the person will give the money to not leave a bad review, and that's the business now.
We have to kidnap this person and show them the error of their ways.
How do you defeat a bully, Tom?
Punch him in the nose.
You stand up to the bully, you punch him in the nose. We need to get EJ tracking these people down online. Find out.
Scare them?
Find out. No. We find out where they
scare them.
They haven't punched us. Yeah.
This could be you. You'll be fat like me.
Look how into Pokemon you can get. No, they haven't punched us in the nose, so there's no nose punching going on. They've left you a bad review. You need to find out where they live and work and get their fucking shit yelping.
Leave them a bad review.
They're looking for deals on Airbnb. They're not working for like Lehman Marcus or nothing. They're like working somewhere where you can leave a Yelp review.
We can't leave a review of the people that stay? I thought we were allowed to do that.
Well, you can do that, but I'm saying find their place of business and leave that shit a Yelp review.
Let me start taking control. Like they leave the paint chip, and I'll leave. You put one of theirs in the hospital. You put one of theirs in the morgue.
The only problem with that,
everybody does that.
The only people who care about like their Uber rating as a passenger is the people who.
I don't think you get to rent after a while, right? If you get enough bad reviews, I don't think you're allowed to use the service.
But those type of people don't care about the rating and will just sign up with a different name.
That's probably true.
But the problem is they didn't leave the public review because they got the money. Yeah, I paid them off. You say like that's what everybody wants.
So we got to stop you from paying them off.
But if
what
I
does
don't
your wife want to do?
If I don't pay them off, she's like you. She's emotional. She's like fuck them.
Yeah.
And then I'm like no. I'm the business.
No. You become a dog rig.
I'm like it's better for business. And like just give them what they want. Like I'm all about like pay the terrorists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you are.
Like I just get what I want and move on here. Like but I feel like we should have a no one gets paid stance in America or something like we
Wait, so you want us to do it first so you can do it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want
you want us to lead the way on your idea.
Yeah.
Well,
come on, guys, charge in there.
I'm the type of general that I scream charge.
The reluctant general.
You're in a bunker.
I stay back.
Yeah. You're the chill general.
Charge! And then everybody goes. I'm like, all right, I'll get up. I'll sweep up behind you.
I'm coming.
I'll stab the dead guys at the end. I see the movies, Game of Thrones. I'll just go around and stab the dead guys.
You're strong. You need to be up at the front.
No.
You can't have
kill
me.
I'm
the front. So weak. You can't have me in the front charging in there. I can barely walk.
They're kill me first. Anyway,
Tom, you're going to the bunker. You don't need all the body armor. Nope, taking it.
All right, let's take a break. Then we'll come back and maybe do dump them out. maybe not. I don't know.
I got this one news story.
Oh, okay, let's do the
Yeah,
news
let's do
story.
the news story. Are we going to do that when we get back?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. We'll do that. The name of the band, man, new music from these guys. I love these guys. Thunder Pussy, the name of the song, Fire Breather. Let's rock and roll. We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan right after this. Show at tomandan.com for emails.
Fire breather, welcome to the west side. Living my life like I won't ever die. Get off my back, you son of a bitch.
We got two types of people out there. We got huggers and we got pluggers. What are you?
come
Are you
on.
mild or are you wild? That's to pay you back for what you said in the Gringos ad. See, now I owe somebody for mild and wild.
Fair Villa does have it all, multiple locations, and they have a lot of locations now. They have the original on OBT, their Fair Villa Megastore, 2 stories. It's like designed after Ron John's.
It's humongous.
They have the location in Sanford. They got way more.
I love the Sanford
lingerie.
location.
Yeah.
That one's got a lot of novelties, a lot more lingerie, a lot more of your roast and toast mugs, the funny cards, the cool enamel pins, novelty gifts, dirty dice. You know all the fun stuff.
Yeah. A new location in Palatka.
Yeah.
If you're North Florida.
I'm gonna get me a butt plug.
Also, a location over on the coast. If you're over there, they have a location.
up? I'm gonna get me a butt plug, dude.
In International Drive. If you live around there, they have a location in Secrets Hideaway in Kissimmee.
butt plug,
Yeah, if you're down in Kissimmee, down in Key West,
I'm gonna get a butt plug.
you could find all Fairville locations at fairvilla.com. Also, that's where you can find all their events they got going on. You swing by a Fairvilla event. It's a great date night.
It's like a fancier little event. You might dress up nice, get yourself a little champagne flute.
Yeah. Bring a gift home for yourself to try. The technology they have
Oh, my
in
God.
all these
What do you
new-
want? Waterproof, Bluetooth.
Yeah. The batteries, the chargers, the silicone they use. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, either men and women, everything. If do yourself a favor, spice up your love life with
Now we
Fairville.
over that one. What the hell? Spice of your love life.
Fairvilla.com.
I didn't mean for it to happen, but he's saying I stopped giving a fuck about 2 hours ago, and we've done about 2 hours today, which is that's crazy. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Ross, you said you had a story for us.
I got a news story for you.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is super local. This is kind of my neighborhood, not like exactly where I live, but I'll walk over to this neighborhood to jog once in a while.
Okay.
Because it's real pretty. It's the Wadeview neighborhood of Orlando.
All right.
If you're not familiar, kind of downtown. It's just what you call, people say Soto now.
Yeah.
It's like kind of on the edge of what you call Soto nowadays. And the Wadeview community, their thing, they have one. This is a side note. They have one house that has illegally yellow painted their curbs.
Like they painted their own?
Yeah, they
Like old people style.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's such a bright yellow. It's obviously not like what the city would paint a curb with, and it's like the curb 2 feet off of their fucking driveway each way. It's like the city would never do that ever. In
We had
100
Italian
years.
neighbors that would paint the front, they would paint the curb and then out, further out, almost
out
to
into
say,
the street,
don't park around here,
for real.
And it's and they were Italian and they loved it.
And then these motherfuckers
I
somewhere.
always thought it looked pretty nice.
They stole. I'll say they acquired because I don't know how they acquired it.
Right,
They may have bought it legally. I don't know. They acquired a no parking sign somewhere, and there are no parking signs in this neighborhood, and they're all sunken in concrete and a level of 6 to 7 feet above the ground, like every parking sign in the world. This one's just shoved in the dirt, and it's at 4 feet because they had to shove it in the dirt 3 feet. So there's that going on in this neighborhood, but the neighborhood's known for the peacocks.
Yes.
That's the big draw. They got a flock of peacocks, and my kid goes to high school right there. I drive by there. My kid's got a license now. I used to drive by there every goddamn day, and
crazy, dude.
I don't know, once or twice a month, you got to stop and wait for 100 peacocks to walk in front of your car, and it's one of those things. It's an inconvenience, but it's always kind of cool. look at all them peacocks. That's neat. You know,
How
like
did
I've
they
never.
get there? How did we get the peacocks there?
Back in the day, like somebody had peacocks in the yard, and they just started, swarming, and then now they walk around, and they're just part of that
And we're
neighborhood.
just like, hey, here's our peacocks.
Yeah, they're like sandhill cranes. They'll just wander around and peck at the floor.
They roost in the trees. Did you know that?
I did not. know.
They get up in the trees and roost. Yeah,
I don't really know much about them, but
One day I'm
not anti them. I don't really much like Tom with most things. I don't have an opinion of a peacock at all. I feel nothing. But.
One day I saw a peacock jump out of a tree and like swoop over my car in like a little glider flight. It was so fucking cool, dude.
Are they
It was
big
amazing.
under the feathers?
Yeah, they're beefy. They're like turkey sized.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. I've never really gotten close to one. They're loud, I know.
They're really loud,
Yeah.
and they sound like they're like being strangled. It's a wild call.
It's a mad sound.
And then the big knock on the peacocks is they shit everywhere. Like a peacock leaves a mass, but it leaves like a human-sized
white
bird, dude.
bird?
Oh,
Yeah,
like
it
a
is.
log, a white log.
I wish I shit white logs, but I heard that if you do, as a human, if you got white logs, that's your liver fully shutting down. Like most hypochondriacs, shout out the hypochondriacs out there, you know that? Like I just shivered your bones. You're like walking, you're out like training at the gym, and I shivered your bones because white or chalky gray. Time.
I want to meet this person who's like had like a month of white shits and not been considering it a health
Or
problem.
black.
Like
Black, but see, I take black over white. White, the Grim Reaper's behind you. Black, it just there's blood. You got some blood. You got to go to the doctor.
you've seen like the official scale, right? Like the 1 to 6 scale. Of,
yeah.
shits.
Yeah. I have a tattoo of it on my back.
When I went and got my colonoscopy, the doctor asked me like, "What are you doing right now?" About like a 1 to 6 scale, and then he read me the description of each one by one, and it was like so long.
They're pretty gross.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But anyway, peacocks. It's the white shits.
It is, but huge, like a giant white shit.
Why do birds shit white? Did we look this up? It's acid, right?
They don't
it's
have
pee and shit together.
Yeah, they don't have a pee. They don't have a butthole and a pee hole. It's all coming out of the thing called the.
And I've already
cloaca.
done a rant before about how I'd like to have my pee and poop come out just out of my ass. And no peeing.
100% has come up. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I'm
I'm
pretty
no-
sure I've said that.
I'm no scientist, but if I mix my pee and poop together, it ain't turning white. So I don't know what the fuck's up with that.
Hey, I ain't no scientist, but when you mix my pee and poo together, it ain't white. Now, son, you grab your kung fu belt, let's get on up the road.
I'm telling you, it's got legs. This new show I'm writing.
And it's weird because you do just eat grub worms out of the dirt, so you should have the same poop as a bird.
What are you? Yeah, but what white? What is a bird eating that's white?
It shouldn't be that. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I am for
There's nothing in nature that's white.
I really believe.
Right?
I really believe that all animals pee and poo should look pretty. It should be brown for poop and yellow for pee, and that's just. I'm a traditionalist.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. White pee. Poop mix, and sometimes it's a blob of white, and then there's black in the center. It makes it look like a photo-negative egg. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Like flamingos eat so much of whatever,
Shrimp.
it turns them pink.
Yeah.
But they still shit white. Well, it turns their body pink, and they still poop out white.
Oh my god!
Why not pink?
It's like watching Dave Barry being born. It's amazing.
All right, sorry.
So, Waiview neighborhood, tons of flamingos. I almost said tons of peacocks. They wander about. They get in the way. Just recently, our city commissioner Patty Sheehan got involved.
Patty Sheehan.
Apparently, this news article I'm seeing is citing 2 homes. And again, I've run around this neighborhood. I've never seen these 2 homes that they're talking about. But Patty Sheehan says that she went to one of these houses that complained, and that in their yard, the peacock shit was so bad, 3 inches deep around the yard.
I like exaggerating. That's the paint chip person.
Like
He's 3 inches
God,
deep.
you need some boots.
No.
You need some waders to get through that.
3 inches deep was the cited statistic.
I don't believe anything on the internet anymore.
Well-
3 inches deep of Kawaka shit.
What do you guys fucking know? Have you ever been out to this neighborhood in the Waiview Park
You wanna
area
do
of
a go-to
Orlando?
show?
I run around this neighborhood quite frequently.
Go-to
and
show?
I've seen most of the houses in this neighborhood.
Peacock
at
hunters?
One point or another, like either deliver my kid to school or like we go to Waiview Park quite a bit. They got a nice little fountain.
Yeah.
They got a little place where you can walk down and feed the ducks and stuff. Again, I jog around this neighborhood.
Too many birds.
I've never seen this fucking yard. I've never seen a yard in this neighborhood. We're talking minimum like $750,000 houses up to like some $2 and $3 million houses, like mansions around this fucking park. Giant.
That's like that. 3 inches thick.
Yeah, exactly. That's like that much shit. This is not like even my neighborhood rat house was a huge anomaly. This is not like a neighborhood where a rat house can take whatever. If there is a house in this neighborhood with 3 inches of peacock shit all over the yard, it's because they haven't taken action for a number of years.
Is it a 10 by 10 square of 3-inch thick shit? Or is it a little blob of 3-inch thick? You see what I'm saying?
She hands it all over the yard to the point where like they have to like they track it in and out of the house at a certain point. And again,
you got to shovel it like snow.
Me and my wife were listening to this story, and I went and I was like, okay, well, hey. There's that one. We drive by that one house, right? And there's always like 100 fucking peacocks on the lawn, right? Like, and we both were like, yeah, that one house right when you get past where the Greek place used to be. There's that one house where the peacocks are. There's a tree they like, and they're fucking always on this lawn, like 100 deep. I was like, let's just go drive by that because if there's a house that's buried 3 inches in shit, it's that house. They're always there.
Yeah.
There's always a giant flock of.
We go by old school detective work.
Yeah, I mean, there is like you see those cars on the internet that were parked underneath a bird tree
the
for
pigeon
too long.
cars. Yeah.
And then their entire car.
I think those are fascinating.
I mean,
it's like making a drip castle at the beach.
yeah. And it is a lot of shit.
It's
like you're like, whoa!
It looks like those candles they used to have at old school Italian restaurants that my dad would take me to, and I'd look at them, and it'd be all different colored wax, and I'd be like, that is art. And that shit took years. As a young boy, as a young hillbilly child, I would look at that and be like, it's fucking art, man.
One of my neighbors has like a 60-foot lychee tree, and when the lychees come in ripe, every blackbird in Florida.
Oh, I thought you were going to say black person, and I was going to have to ask you to leave.
Every blackbird in Florida comes to our neighborhood, sits in this lychee tree, and eats lychees, and then flies around our neighborhood and just shits lychee shits everywhere.
Y'all want to see the lychee? Say yeah.
And I've seen my car covered in shit by lychee bird shit before, but like never 3 inches deep. It gets like a little bit of coating. I go fucking clean my car, right? So we went and
the chat room saying we're saying it wrong. It's lychee.
My bad. So we did a little Scooby-Doo, and I was like, let's go look at that yard where we know we've seen a million peacocks a million times. We went to that yard. It's a regular yard. It's clean. And so like at that point, I'm like, this is suspect zero as far as I'm concerned. If this yard can keep their yard clean of peacock shit, anybody can do it. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this yard covered 3 inches deep. And then so this article, Wesh or somebody put this article out, quoting Patty Sheehan.
By the way, Daniel, never call me a hillbilly again. Ross takes his family to go investigate
bird shit.
Bird shit.
Yeah.
They're like, come on, guys, let's go see.
I don't even know what you call that.
3 inches of bird shit. It's right around the corner.
Oh, wait. There's a 3-incher around the corner.
Ray, get your bird shit roller.
Bird shit roller.
We're going to see how deep it is on the ground.
You should sell those.
So the initial article had this quote from Patty Sheehan that people reacted poorly to, and in a little bit of 1984-ness, like this quote has been basically removed from the internet, except for your buddy Bungalower has it still in his blog.
All right, okay.
So from bungalower.com, it's the only place I can find this quote right now. Patty Sheehan said it, and it was quoted extensively a couple days ago. Quote. Everybody's feeding them, and more you feed invasive wild animals, the more you're going to have. We went from having 15 to 20 peacocks to having almost 100. So it's not that big a deal if they're dispersed throughout the neighborhood, but they have tended to congregate into yards, end quote. So her thing was that there's a lot of them, and this house that's covered 3 inches in shit is like kind of down the street from the people that feed them, and so they're negatively impacted in a way that other people aren't.
Yeah.
But did you guys catch the phrase in there that at first I was like, oh, they're going to be killing these peacocks? She calls them invasive wild animals. And here in Florida, when we label Cuban tree frog, python, or whatever we label invasive, we go out into the woods and we kill it with boomsticks. So, like, when she said invasive wild animals, I assumed that was code for we're going to go kill us some peacocks. And a lot of people also thought that, too, because that is... In Florida, we say invasive wild animals when we want to kill it and extinguish it and get it the fuck out of the swamps and stuff.
Yeah.
So there were a number of wild rumors floating about, like the first, and Patty Sheehan had to address the news again the next day about some of these rumors. There was a rumor that there were men wandering about the Wadeview neighborhood putting peacocks into plastic trash bags and sending them to the dump.
Alive?
I like them just standing in a bag. No, I like that they're in the bag because normally you cover a bird cage, they'll calm down. You put them in the bag. That thing gets still as can be. It's nice and dark in there. And it just stands there. They gently lay it in the trucks. They drive them to the dump. They set the bag there. It just stays in a bag until it suffocates. Stupid ass bird.
And it eventually like spreads its tail feathers in the bag, just go.
So
Super duper
now there's
fly.
rumors that people are killing the peacock.
I assumed when they said put him in a bag and send him to the dump, I assumed it was like a Friday the 13th Part 5 when Jason took the two campers in the bag.
that's the
and
best
just like
scene.
whams them against the tree.
Yeah,
you
against
know,
the tree. That's the
I
best
assumed that's
scene.
what was happening. But so no, Patty Sheehan had to address this rumor because apparently what was happening, they hired some professionals. Apparently, the city hired some professional peacock wranglers of some sort. And what the system is you catch the peacock and you put it in a pillowcase.
Like a snipe?
So these guys, they weren't wandering around putting these peacocks in plastic bags to send to the dump. They were putting them in pillowcases to
Wait, there were
relocate
real
them.
men putting peacocks in pillowcases?
That is apparently, according to our city
That's what you
commissioner,
do?
Patty Sheehan, that is the system. They put them in pillowcases and they send them off.
So
Well, I think a trash bag would be better, actually, come to think of it.
also, if
You have pillowcase phobia, though, because of the pillowcase band.
I do, but also, like, I don't think you could fit.
it'd have to be one of those long pillows.
Yeah, and Andrea won't let me have those. I want those. That's what rich people have.
You don't have a long pillow?
Bruh.
Oh, come on.
You know I got an old-ass yellow pillow with blood all over, and they're the tiny ones. I got the tiny regulars. I don't even have hotel size. Hotel size like about like that.
Get some nice pillows.
I want them thick boys.
No, you're a middle-aged man. You're rich.
My wife will not let me
You
have
have money.
I have begged for big ass pillows. There's two things I
I'm
begged on
gonna
this
get
fucking
you some
show.
pillows for your birthday.
I would love that. There's two things.
I'm
that
also
I've
going to get
wanted.
you a peacock.
I was going to say a peacock.
I'm going to buy
Towels.
one
I
online.
want towels. I want the bath sheet. My wife says that's called a bath. What you want is called a bath sheet. Well, I'm like, well, then fucking buy them.
Hold on. What's
What
a
is-
bath sheet?
I have.
Big towel.
All my towels are old. Like I've got old ass towels from when I was like a single guy.
Yeah.
I still have a rust on them and shit.
You got an old rusted
I got old rusted towels. Everything in my house is falling apart. I was like, please give me towels. I want the big ones. I'm little. I want the big one. You know, you go to a hotel and you get the towel and it's
Yeah,
warm
yeah,
and you
yeah,
wrap
yeah,
it
yeah.
and you're like, God damn, this is significant.
Yeah.
You're like, this is a
Dude,
significant towel.
I've got big, thick boys that when you fold them, they're like a foot
No,
tall.
all of mine are this. All of mine are 2
Oh,
inches.
my God.
Mine are smaller than the peacock
I've
shit.
got some foot tall, thick boys.
No,
And
mine
they're-
aren't even 3 inches of peacock shit. They're tiny fucking old grays. Every member of my mom and dad used them.
50
My mom and dad rubbed their dead bodies on these fucking towels. That's how old they are.
50% of the towels in my house are Tom and Dan Beach towels.
Oh, those are
Those
real
are
short.
terrible. They're fucking terrible.
They actually put water on
They sheet water.
Yeah.
He's right. I use the Tom and Dan
Top your
towel.
roof with them.
I use the Tom and Dan towel on my back, and it slices me good. Cuts the fuck out of me.
Yeah, the
Don't
threads-
ever buy our shit.
Yeah.
It's like a 1,000 blades. The threads, they're all stiff.
I'm pretty sure they're made out of asbestos.
Yeah.
And by the way, if I was a city commissioner, no fucking way I'm dealing with any birds.
Yeah, no comment.
If you
What happened to no comment?
If you email me that, I'm like, oh, fuck you.
Mr. Dennis, what do you think about the birds? No comment. Fuck you.
I'm a goddamn commissioner. I'm not.
Yeah.
That birds are your problem.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so this is what she said, quote, there's been lots of false information about them being put into plastic bags and hauled off to the dump. That's not true. They're being put into pillowcases humanely and transferred to a farm.
And they go nighty-night. They being put in a pillowcase. They go night-night.
farm?
And they,
we don't have farms.
we put them in the pillowcase. We give them a cup of sleepy time tea.
Because this article, when they mentioned like we got so and so to like do the trapping, there's like a link to the company. They mentioned it's a veteran-owned company. When she says we're sending them to a farm, there is
if it's a
no
veteran-owned
link.
company, they're as good as fucked. Right?
There is no link to this farm, and this is also
Because those old army guys, they'll be like, kill them good, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm not
You
saying
know what I've seen?
Yeah, it's nothing bad. I'm just saying, it's a veteran-owned, like, black rifle cotton, like, motherfucker's going to be stomping them good.
And she literally used the lie your parents tell you when you have to move to an apartment that doesn't take dogs
Yeah.
anymore. Like, we're sending them to a farm. I want to see this farm. I want to see this farm. I want to see peacocks roaming the fucking hills. I need
It's a ton of shit.
I need
3
to know where
inches
this
deep.
it's just everywhere.
I hope they do, though, take you to an awesome peacock farm.
You're like,
oh, shit.
You're like, this place is awesome.
It's just miles of peacocks.
There's fucking enrichment activities and hills for them to climb.
There's like a really weird gay guy called the Peacock King.
Yeah, he's running around.
There's little red Kongs, peacock Kongs.
They're chasing. Put the peanut butter in it. Oh, they're chasing it good. Look at him peck it.
They love
Look
it.
at him peck it.
It
Scratch
enriches their
scratch
brains.
Wash your hands when you leave. Salmonella.
One guy doesn't understand how guns work, kills himself by accident.
That's the hardest thing to do with your kids at petting zoos is like getting Maisie easy to understand to wash your goddamn hands. Please
Yeah.
wash your hands, please.
You know, it does show you the difference, like Roblox and the internet, YouTube is so good.
Keep your hands clean.
Like I remember being excited as
Yeah.
a kid going to a petting zoo. My sons
yeah.
could give two fucks about, like, if I asked them, "You want to go
was
pet some
fucking
goats?" They'd be like,
pumped.
"Fuck no." Like, what-
Maisie
why?
will, and maybe that shows how dumb she is. But Maisie, because she's
Oh,
an
she likes
athlete,
them.
she's like, "Me like gold." She'll run out there. She's like, "Oh, he's licking me." Me do flip with goat.
I was startled that we just had a track meet in my kid's high school. They have goats on premises
Really?
at the high school.
What are they just eating the grass and shit?
No, they had like a nice little. They had like a, I don't know, like a chain link kind of hut. You know, like it was probably like 12 feet tall, maybe 8 foot by 8 foot on the ground.
They got a goat on.
like 3 goats and like a bunch of
that a
big
good
ass
thing?
chickens, dude.
This school comes with a goat hunt and some chickens.
I asked her to go steady with me down by the goat hut. I just got a hand job down by the goat hut.
It is. I don't know if that's a good thing. Anyway, Ross, you going to be anywhere?
Oh yeah, you know where I'm going to be? I'll be at the Bullen Bush every Wednesday at 9 for the open mic, and first third Saturdays for the showcase. You know where I'm going to be on the 28th of April, Tom? We got a special show at the Nook. It's a ticketed show at the Nook. Keep that one in mind, and keep the Milk District in your heart. I know a lot of you guys have joined me in the Milk District recently, and now there's a big construction project in the Milk District. It's kind of hard to get there and park, so make a
They
special
get
effort.
fucked all the time, dude. It's insane how bad that. I mean, but it's just what happens.
We need new power lines. I happen to know personally that's a 100-year-old
You
water
gotta
pipe
do
right
it.
there. They
You gotta do
got to
it.
fix it. So the Milk District's going kind of tough. Take care of them in your hearts. Check out. Me and my wife went to Tasty Tuesday. You ever been to Tasty Tuesday? Dan?
Absolutely. The Nook is low key one of my favorite bars to go to. The owners are super great. It's a chilled little teeny bar. Florida beers in there. They're great folks. Go support them.
Tom,
Give 'em
every
some love.
Tuesday they bring in like 8, 12 food trucks and they put them in that sports town parking lot, and like there's just tables and shit.
Yeah,
and
it's cool.
Fuckload of.
But it's low key.
And you just go get some food at a food truck. You go get a beer at Sports Town or Bullen Bush. Sit down and eat your food truck food and have a beer. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Thirsty Thursday type of guy.
Yeah,
So,
There's beer involved. And then
I used to love a Thirsty Thursdays.
you guys told me this is one of Paul's joints. I'm going to be the 19th of May at Citrus City Craft.
Nice.
Up
Yep.
in
that spot.
up in Lake Mary. We're going to be doing that Kill Tony style show again. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then don't forget Tots with Ross on all your favorite podcast apps.
There you go.
I know that we've, like I said, we got Appreciation Week coming up next week.
Yeah, my brain is frazzled. I feel like I'm forgetting so many things we need to tell them.
I can't wait to see how you piss them off this year. It's gonna
No, they'll be mad.
something.
Well,
Something.
we eliminated the
Yeah.
things that mostly piss people off. Was like, hey, you get a Switch, and all the rest of you thousands, you get not a fucking thing.
Yeah.
So we eliminated that.
Yeah, but they're more mad about that. They're like, at least some stranger got a Switch.
Yeah, they're playing video games, you little
Oh,
M-word.
you thought you could make them happy?
It's hard. We try.
Every Appreciation Week, we lose tons of people.
We
They're
are
like, not
always
good
trying
enough.
to thread the needle. Always.
Do that thing where you send out the email to remind them that they cancel their cards again. Do that thing. That was a good one.
We will have some extra BDM shirts up to purchase next week, but you have to be BDM. And we have the BDM Appreciation Party on 420.
And again, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be unlike any party I know that we've ever done before. I'm really excited about it. You can still sign up if you want to go, but that window is closing.
And if you are a Poro and you buy a BDM t-shirt and me and the other BDM see you wearing it, we will Sons of Anarchy chain whip that shit right off you.
Yeah, Rambo knife it right off you. Cut it right off your back.
that happened to Turkey League one time.
Yeah,
At,
that did happen to him.
At a bike run that he was going, like when he was doing the poker run to the Keys, he showed up at there's this bar right before you get into the Keys. So it's like Last Chance Saloon or some shit.
Yeah.
And he's wearing two can keep a secret if 3 are dead, but it was or 2 can keep a
no
secret.
fear shirt.
Yeah, it was it was something
It was like a motocross brand.
He bought it at PacSun.
Yeah, he bought it at Exhilarate.
But I
remember this.
biker game. I think it was Hell's Angels.
It is. That's a Hell's Angels thing, yeah.
Came up there like, you got to take that shirt off.
Yes, sir.
Please don't let me expose my burn chest.
I have always wanted to be one of those guys, and I know I always
And they were
wanted to.
serious.
Now hold on, I've always wanted to be one of those guys that where you take it one click, just one click. I always I think I am. I'm not a one click, but I'm closer on a one click than you are. Where they walk up, they're like, "You got to take that shirt off, kid," and I'm like. Or what? Right? One click. Just one click. And because they're going to give you one. They're not going to kill you. It's not going to be instant kill.
Yeah, they'll probably be surprised. They'll be like, oh, shit.
No, but then they go, oh, we're going to kill you. And you go, okay. Right, just one click, though.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
one click. Because it makes a better story. You can say, like, oh, I stood up to him. It's a lie, but, a little bit.
I would immediately take the shirt off and then drop my pants too. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Slow, though.
Yeah.
Slowly stare in his eyes. Right in his eyes.
Elevator, I have a small dick.
When I'm scared, I get hard as a rock. I'm sorry, I'm coming right now. When I get scared, I gum my shoes.
But then they see my dick tattoo and it says Hell's Angels. And it starts over
And
again.
they're like, put your shirt back on. I didn't know. I'm sorry, I didn't know. All right, let's get out of here. This is getting creepy.
All right. We'll see you on Monday.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hold it, fellas. Oh, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.
I am so fucking tired of doing podcasts. I'm literally done with them. I'm not doing any more podcasts.